Alrighty. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A wild day. Welcome to May. Everyone feeling good from the earnings, and we're still going to have some after the bell. Volatility, global uncertainty. I mean, we talked about it last night. The notion this morning was kind of the same.
You even got like this morning.
Oh. Hi, that's me. Kind of the same. You even got like Tesla. But Tesla, Microsoft news just came out. Apparently, they're doing some AI thing. Spy rip. There's a national prayer day right now. We just heard a bunch of prayers on the White House lawn, bro. So very, very wild. But today I got a good Philo for you, baby. And I hope you are ready. So, get ready. And God bless America. Shout out to the vets, bro. And thank you to all of you who have served, bro. I don't know. It's something big, man. And I want you guys to be peaceful, you know. But I don't know. I hope you feel what I feel about the veteran shit, man. You know, and I think it's time, bro. I think we need to get young and old and every person. I don't care what you believe in. We need to defend the vets, dude. Fuck everybody else. I don't know if y'all feel me, bro. But I don't know. And I think if people were really actually felt this like they felt all the other issues, you know, I hope it would have that change. But at the end of the day, let his will be done. And I'm sure we'll see both a lot more good and bad in the future. But I am grateful for all of you who have given everything for my freedom and everybody in here who doesn't even have the sense to realize it sometimes, because it is amazing, bro. And this country, bro, is crazy in a good way of all the things we have. And without it, that's the thing. I don't know if y'all get it. Because without the veterans, without this freedom, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. And I wouldn't believe what I believe so strongly without this country. Do you not understand? You think I would have the confidence and audacity to tell you that you could go from nothing to something in this nation if it wasn't really possible? How do you know what I'm saying? How dare you? I'm not that audacious, bro. I couldn't do that. Do you not get it? We have these opportunities. And you could do so much in this world, in this nation right now. But it's because of the people that came before you, dude. And that's why. This freedom and this envy of the world is America. And the freedom, nothing else. So think about that next time. But that's why, man, and all these great things, just if you do enjoy it, man, I hope you can, pay the plug, and it's not me. It is not me, bro. You see what I'm saying? There was people who paved the way, and there's people who literally died so that we could do all of the things we do and have this ability to you could go from poverty to wealth. You could live however you want. You could practice any religion you want. You could go with any belief you want. How? So that's very, very special, man. And thank you to the veterans. So that's it. I haven't even started Philo. I just wanted to say that with everything, you know. And it is a day of prayer, and that's why. And we hear a lot and so many things, bro. And that's why I'm just like, man, we say this every day, bro. Every day. But, like, I just don't. Like, we're not going through the motions, and I hope you don't either, man. And that's it. I don't know. I hope you get bothered by it because I wish everybody in the world was feeling like this, man. And I hope that, we honored those who have given us so much, bro. It's actually insanity. But get ready for Philo, okay? So I'm going to send out the alert. Let me go get a carbo, get ready. And then we'll have a good time. BRB.
Security. I think we see who it is by the end of this week, for sure.
Kaylee, though, you touched on something at the beginning about the amount of turnover we've already seen and Laura Loomer's role in there. I mean, and it's not lost on me that along with Waltz, his deputy is also out.
Alex Long.
That really raises a lot of concerns.
I don't know if we're going to hear from Donald Trump on this today. It wouldn't surprise us if we did. They have tried to make transparency a hallmark here. Kaylee and I spend most of our days with
To be the wet blanket. But I mean, just look at how CapEx sort of functions in this AI era. It's been recast, not as a cost, but a signal, a commitment to staying in the race that Wall Street is actually rewarding. And so nobody wants to be the first to blink because pulling back could suggest that demand isn't as red hot as expected or as others are seeing. So last night, Microsoft held the line on CapEx. Meta raised its spend, but that didn't quite put to bed some of the broader concerns around sustainability, return on that spend, and whether this pace is actually disciplined or just out of fear of falling behind. Take the scale of Meta's spending. It is absolutely eye-popping when you put it into context. It is projected to spend even more than the hyperscalers as a percentage of revenue, even though it doesn't have that enterprise backstop. Meta's bet is largely on Llama, its open source AI model family, which is underperforming the benchmarks and facing growing open source competition from these Chinese models like DeepSeek and Alibaba's Qwen. And even though Meta upped its spend last night, depreciation is set to spike, and its CFO told investors that infrastructure build-out costs, they will rise, driven by supply chain uncertainty and potential tariff impact. Now, meanwhile, there was Microsoft, okay, it reaffirmed, but CapEx last quarter was actually its first quarter-over-quarter decline in years. And that is a potential yellow flag, at least if you're betting on uninterrupted AI build-out. So, Kelly, digestion or recalibration, that is really what sort of has hurt the AI trade over the last few months, really since DeepSeek. That's not totally off the table, despite what we heard last night, despite the sort of enthusiasm that we're seeing in the Meta and Microsoft stock prices. Amazon will certainly be an important signal tonight.
All right. We'll see. Deirdre, appreciate it. Thank you very much, Deirdre Bosa in San Francisco. Our next guest thinks there's another underappreciated stimulus coming in the form of the potential tax bill that could be a catalyst for stocks. Aaron Dunn is here with me. He's portfolio manager and co-head of value equity at Morgan Stanley Investment Management. It's good to see you.
Good to see you again.
So I don't want to overstate it, but I think Moore and Ed Mills mentioned this yesterday. We've all been focused on the deficit impact of this bill, which is going to be massive. And you'd think that's all the market would care about. But is it starting to get excited about all the goodies and the potential stimulus that could be coming down the pike?
I think so. I think really the market is very focused on, or has been
honestly,
focused on
though,
tariffs, right? And the negative.
Bro, you guys should be listening to the Trump thing. I think he did just say something on the market, obviously a light one, but what do you notice? Yeah, Mobileye and then Lyft to launch simpler app. Yeah, Uber and Mobileye partners. But what do you guys notice? We should probably keep the Trump thing up, sadly. I do want to do Philo, but I just noticed something. What do you guys not realize? You should watch that Trump thing. There could be info that we could get early. Why? Oh, they're worshiping? Amazing. Okay, but see if he starts talking. I'm going to let you go. Oh, he ended it? Okay, but somebody, if you don't care about Philo as much and really care about money, in a weird way, I want you to watch that Trump thing and watch it, okay? Because nobody's playing it because it has to do with religion. Do you get it? It's not on CNBC. It's not on Bloomberg. No one wants to touch this shit. It's Jesus and God. So if he says something, they're all going to be behind. I'm just telling you. Yeah, but they are. He did end remarks. So if you are a greedy bastard, I'd watch that because I think they're too. They'll turn to salt if they put it on or something. So yeah, bro, we'll see. NVIDIA discussing concerns about Huawei growing AI with U.S. lawmakers. That's a bad rumor. Growing concerns. I forgot. Yeah, the thesis. Well, Chattadonia. I hope you guys are feeling good, man. Can you discuss your plays if you posted them prior? But not right now. So this kind of happened yesterday. And I'm cool with it, and some of you guys were very, very gracious, so I appreciate it. But pretty much we're going to do Philo right now. It's actually not going to be about his God as much today. So I really hope some of you could turn your eyes and ears and your heart toward it and your mind. But at the end of the day, if there's breaking news, something very important, we will stop and address it. And you have the news wire up, so you guys could get more info. But other than that, if it's not pressing and there's like a stock question or anything, I will get to it afterwards. And some of you, like I said, you were very gracious with that. You vibed. I really appreciate it. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to, cut you out of anything, but we want to do this moment. So let's get to that. If it's not pressing, we'll cover it after. If it is pressing, then yeah, we could do all of that. But actually, I'm dumping my Tessies. Ooh, they're actually holding. They're up like 20 to 30. It keeps fucking. It was just up 30. Now it's up 20. And then the out of the money's moved a little bit more at first. I guess we could see. All right, but yeah, very simple. If you're going to joke around Philo, not be serious, whatever, just distract, you get banned. If it's about stocks, no problems. Again, if I miss something, you post it. You focus on stocks, we're not going to have an issue. So again, as long as we have good workflow, everybody gets the benefit. I hope you get something out of this, man. So good luck. But oh, Chad. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you guys are feeling good. I hope you are feeling blessed. Yeah, I got it. I'm selling the Tessies. All right, I sold the Teslas, 20%. But that being said, my friends, I hope you are having a good day. I hope you are blessed. But today's Philo, I don't know what to describe it as. Hold on, let me. But why I don't know how to describe it, because I think if you are young, you need to hear this today. But I also think you could benefit off of it no matter what your age is. And quite frankly, I just think this is a Philo on maturity. And that's what I want. And I hope all of us could get a little bit more mature as we move forward. I joke around a lot too, and that's the funny part. I could be very immature. But there's some places in life where we can't have immaturity. And I do want to share it with you. And I hope that it helps you out. And like I'm saying, if you are a young man, a young woman, this is stuff that the sooner you get this, man, I believe it will change your life for the better. And it's funny because a lot of this pairs well with my religious beliefs, with my Jesus. However, none of this is really I'm not reading you a Bible today. Are you understanding? Everything I'm telling you is just like OG life shit, bro. Do you hear me? I really hope you guys get this. Maturity isn't a God thing. It is, but it isn't. I really need you to get this. Because you need to be able to take good info. It's like looking at the gym equipment and be like, nah, Jesus used a dumbbell. Nah, I'm not going to listen. No, man. So I want you to use these tools in life and think all the way. And above all else, don't wear yourself out, man. This is one of them. That whole don't wear yourself out thing, that's one of these things of life, man. But this is it, man. Do you guys know what immaturity is? Beyond just the normal definitions, do you know what immaturity really is? I'm going to give it to you in a simple way to understand, but I do want to know what you think immaturity really is. I would love to hear. No discipline, lack of knowledge, refusing to grow up. Inappropriate behavior usually set from society, pride, lack of experience, lack of social awareness, A lack of respect, not knowing what's important, being unaware of the truth, refusal to break from habits. Great answers. Not acting your age, inappropriate for your age, education, or training. See, these are all great answers. But like I'm saying, I need you to understand this so simply and so objectively that you can actually attain it. Okay? Do you know what immaturity is? Immaturity is not realizing that you are actually older for most of your life than you are younger. Oh, I hope you feel me, Chad. Do you get it? Think about it. It's very deep. You know why people are immature? They are living a life not thinking that this age of theirs, their youth and all of it, that's a very temporary and small portion of your life. You know that, right? Bro, you 18, 20-year-olds, that's only 18, 20 years. You live to 80. That's like 70% of your life. You're going to be older than this little window that you have right now. You can apply this at any age, but especially for the young people. Do you hear me right now? You can't live your life thinking you're going to be young or taking your time in this sense, but it's even better than that. You have to prepare for the future that is almost guaranteed. And in most of it, you are going to be older than you will be younger. Guaranteed, unless you die too early. You don't think that's wild? That's why people can ruin their life so early. Because they're not thinking, oh, well, I'm going to be a 20-year-old, I'm going to be a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old, a 70-year-old, a 80-year-old. That little window in the beginning was so tiny. That's why people will live it. Again, why do you think people don't realize stuff till they're older? Because this is what happens. I've had this in some of these topics. I didn't get it. I'm living a young way with my habits, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, it'll always be like this. No, this is going to be a minority of my life. This is a small segment. All of you, if you're sub 20-something, sub 30, bro, dude, what are you saying? You need to live and prepare your life for the older part. I don't care how old you are. That's why you're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You got to start today. You want to be mature? You have to realize that 15 years of your life is going to be 20%. What are you going to do for the other 80? The other 60%, the other 50%. What are we saying right now? And immaturity and living in it and developing that, it happens when we think we're young, and we think most of our life is in this young stage, from our body to our mind to our money, our spirit, our friends, our beliefs, our ideologies. Are you hearing me? Think about it. You're going to be older for more of it. Why are you not preparing for that part? So you live to 60, bro. You're only going to be young for a small part of that. You need to start letting your life decisions reflect this and plan accordingly. Are you understanding? It's not, oh, I'm sad now. I'm scared now. Oh, this, that. No. It's saying, what about the future part of your life? You cannot build a life around now. That's why it's scary. You got to look ahead. You have to be able to envision something that's not there, but inevitably, you will be living in life more older than you are younger. All of us, unless you die early. So, bro, I'll give you some simple ones. Do you see why? This is the number one thing. My brother, the people who do not realize that they are going to live most of their life older than younger, that is why people do not save money. I promise you. Chad, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't care how old you are, but especially if you're younger. You want to be mature, you must realize you have to save money and you have to have an account that you put money in and you hold for the rest of your life or for whatever happens in that older part of the future. Do you understand? You are telling me you have no means or no desire to save. That is very immature. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you're poor. If you are young, I don't care how old you are. The moment you hear this, if you have never done it, you have to start doing this. Nothing says I know I will be older and my youth isn't guaranteed like saving money. That's why you're like, no, I'm going to take money. I'm going to put it in hide it away in a separate account, bro. For real. I am not, this isn't a joke and this is not no long-term propaganda. I mean, this is life, dude. Are you hearing me, Chad? Especially if you guys are young right now. I don't care what's in your mind. You're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. No, you need to save. I don't care how much, how little, it doesn't matter. There needs to be a separate account where you're saying, I'm going to just, every time I touch money, I'm going to put money here. And we're not going to use it. We're not going to use it. We're going to just say, we're going to set it aside. You have to. Otherwise, it's a very immature life. Only immature people. And if you don't want to be immature, you start this right now. Because if not, it's why are you stuck in this life, thinking that we're not going to have a future? There's going to be things that happen. And guess what? If you know you're not going to be young your whole life, and it's a small portion, you need to think about money, resources, and all these things and how you're going to be able to do that if you're older. Young people don't want to think about this. A mature person will. But saving money, every man and woman, you want to tell me you're mature and you don't have a separate account to save money for your future, that whether you know what's going to happen or not, I can't say that's maturity. You know that? I can't. Because it's something so simple. Like I said, I don't care about how big, how small, it doesn't matter. But you need to have savings. It's saying I'm young now, I have opportunity, whatever I have now, but I don't know about the future, but we will have something. You're not going to waste your body, time, all these things that will degrade and leave yourself. How are you going to leave future you with nothing? Does that make sense? You're not thinking that. Only somebody who thinks they're going to be young forever. Only a person like that is going to not put the money in another account. But it's just savings. I'm not talking stocks. I'm just saying you need a savings from day one. All of you. I don't care how young or old, but those of you who are really young right now, bro, and you're on the younger end, dude, you got to do this. Trust me. But like, this is not, and this is where I'm like, some of y'all will trust bad ideas way more than, this is a very simple thing. I'm telling you, save money for you, for yourself. Don't give it to me. Don't give it to anybody. But recognize that you will not be, this young stage is temporary. And if you are mature in that, you're going to set aside something. One of the number one things, bro. Yes, teach this to all your kids. Everybody. But this is what will show maturity. So that's one, bro. Do you know what the next one is? Your body. You think this is cosmetic? It's nothing to do with that. I don't care how you look. I'm an ugly bastard, bro. It's okay. Don't trip. Nothing. I don't give a fuck about that. You think, you know why? Because beauty fades, my brother. Everybody. I have never seen a 90-year-old. I'm like, that's dope. They look good. I'm sorry. Nobody does. Guess what? You're going to be that one day, God willing. I don't do this body push-up. Hell, this ain't for that, bro. I don't care how you look. Stop it. Foolish. Guess what, bro? You're going to be older for most of your life than you are younger. So the things you do to your body today, you will not be able to do down the line. I am not going to lie to you. I thought this was cap until I got heartburn. If you told 18-year-old Josh that he would hesitate to grab a bag of Talkies, I wouldn't believe you. I'd say you're a liar. I'd call you a fool at the time. You know that? Bro, if I told you, what do you mean a hernia? What do you mean I would go to the gym and I wouldn't want to lift a lot of weight because I'm worried about an injury? What? Dude, again, your hair. Bro, can I be real? Do you know why I have no hairline? Because of all the drugs I did, all of the bad food that I ate, all of the times I slept deprived myself. You want to keep going? You think you need hymns? You think you need to go to Turkey? Bro, you need to go to bed. You need to take care of your body, young man. That's what you need to do. Your hairline is showing you your health. Think about it. Oh, yeah, there is genetics and people have disorders. But if you don't think that your body is also sending you a message, I didn't realize this till I was older. You see what I'm saying? And it's funny because I saw people in my family with losing their hair. And I was like, wow, I still got mine. I'm like, I'm chill. I thought it would never happen. So many things with my body. My own body where I was a bulletproof young man, dude. I was playing sports. I was doing a lot, bro. That's why I did drugs, dude. You couldn't take me out. What do you mean? Oh, but I was killing myself, dude. Killing it. And it showed. Whether I liked it or not. And down the road, little by little, you can't do it the same, bro. That's it. I can't even, bro. I don't even want to get drunk. You know why? I can't. I'm too old. Y'all could go black out right now. Wake up tomorrow. Some of you will walk that shit off. That'll take me out for a week now. What are you saying? 2 days? I'm out for a week, bro. I mean, if it would feel like I had no water for the last month. That's what happens when you get older. But this is what I'm saying. You should have seen what I was doing in college, though. But not thinking about me getting older, that's what led to me having to stop things way sooner. That's why I hate alcohol. I can't eat. Again, I drank too much of it. I hurt myself too early. But Chad, this is what I'm telling you. I don't care what you've already done, but if you are going to be mature, you are going to realize this standard equipment that you have is going to degrade. Only a fool would believe otherwise, and I was a fool. I really was. I showed it in many ways. So you have to take care of this thing. There's no such thing as a mature person in their youth destroying their body. We all do it, but if you could hear this now and accept it, and you're saying, I need to mature, I need to step up. Bro, this is the easiest. It's like the easiest, hardest one. But dude, this is what you got to realize. I guarantee you, there will be things today that you can do in your age that you will not be able to do in the future. Are you preparing for that? Or are you speeding it up or slowing it down? Seriously. And this is a great sign of maturity. This is the thing that will make some of y'all either step up or it's going to ruin all of the good work you've done. You see? That's the scary part. I think I have a video of it, bro. I remember there's a point in this is when I getting older and I wasn't healthy. And then there was a point where this is when I think right after this is when I really started to change my lifestyle. Because I got this weird, dude, I would just get sick. You know what I'm saying? I would just get sick randomly, and then I would get vertigo. I would get vertigo out of nowhere. You know what happened to me? I couldn't drive, dude. Do you understand? I couldn't drive. Think about that. I had Ferraris and Rolls Royces. Dude, it was the saddest thing in my life. I had a garage of everything I wanted, and I literally couldn't drive. You know why? Because if I looked over my left shoulder, the whole world would start spinning, and I would get vertigo and almost black out. Okay, look up the Epley maneuver, NAFL. If you have it, no one could figure it out. I went to doctors. No one knew. And then I did this little stretch maneuver thing, and it fixed it. It blew my mind. That's it. But then I started working out. I started changing my diet a little, but then I failed again. And and you go through processes. But it's very simple, man. Your body. And if you're treating your body as if it's always going to be young, my friend, that is probably one of the most immature things you could do besides not saving any money, thinking you're always going to be young and having this ability. Kimberly Clark to invest $2 billion in manufacturing. Yeah, that's another one. No. I'll give you, this is a good one too. I've already said this. That's why I'm glad we've talked about this, but I need to just give it to you all at once, man. Another thing of maturity is going to be doing what you love and who you surround yourself with. My brother, if you know that this part of your life is so rare, the youngness, and that you're going to spend more of your life not young than you are young, you can't waste your time. And I don't mean doing the things you enjoy I mean doing things you hate. I mean being around bad people and being around people you don't even like. We all learn this too late. You think you're young. You think you have time. You think you'll be like this, bro. That's why, and you'll realize. Do you know why it sucks? You know why it sucks making bad friends when you're young and not realizing it and being mature in this? Because what happens after you're young and you realize these aren't good people or they do stuff to you? My brother, do you think it's going to be easier or harder to make friends when you're older or younger? It's only going to be harder to meet good people as you get older. You're not going to be at school. You're not going to be at sports. You see what I'm saying? That's why people are like, Josh, how do you make friends? Well, it's kind of difficult. Because not every friend is worth it if you actually learn it. But you got to think about that. That's why you actually have zero time to be around people that you can't see yourself with 10, 20 years from now. From your friends to your partners. And I hope you get this as soon as possible. That's it. You stick with the wrong friends too early. Again, you do stuff you hate. Like, that's it. I'm telling y'all. That's the demon trick. It's so devilish. How many people are just tricked into, or for some odd reason, just do what they hate. Or they're around people they don't like. I get it. If you're stuck at your job, if you're in a position where you have less control over that, I get it. But if you have control of it, that's so immature to waste your time. Do you get it? It's a really immature thing. Because you are wasting this precious moment where you could be, again, I tell you, these Chinese billionaires, all the people, I met them when I was young. I met them when I was young. So if you waste that time now with the wrong people, or if you put your early years where you have energy, where you have desire, where you still have a lot of hope, and you're going to put it into the things you hate and the people that you could already doubt now, why? That's the most immature thing you could do right now. It really is. You only do what you love, man. Again, if you're around people, you have to decide I can't make that choice for you. You have to figure out what it is. And like I said, can you see yourself with these people for 10 years, 15 years? You know why? Because if you're wrong, there's not going to be that many more opportunity. It'll be harder. The wise man, the mature man will understand this. And in his youth, and as if you get this right now, you will do this. Otherwise, I mean, dude, you're going to live your life. What are you going to do by 30, by 40, by 50? And then you hated those people when you were young. You didn't like them. I already know how you feel about some people. I already know how you feel about certain things. You know it too. So why? Because at the older ages, it'll be late. I'm not saying it'll be impossible, but I just know it's difficult. You know, and people are going to ask you. That's what I've always said, bro. People are going to ask you, like, why? If you come to me at 40 and are saying, I'm like, where are the friends you had? You have to tell. It's when people ask me. I've had people, and I said this the other day. That's it. Don't send me a business proposal. You know, if you're going to buy a business and I overlook it and tell you good or bad, that's different. But every hater who's gone off on me and gone crazy, they always want me to invest in their company. You know that? Every time I look up their name in my email, I see an email 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Josh, I want to do this. Will you invest in this? And I don't respond to them, or I don't. Because you do know, but I've said this over the years. I've always said it. If you come to me and you're like, I need money, I need help, whether it's for a business or I need help, and you're like, nobody will help me, I do ask why. Don't you? I do. I'm not. You think I'm that good? You guys thought I was that naive? That's cute. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what people thought, but I'm like, seriously. It's a very good question. What do you mean? Your mom, your dad, friends, family, everybody that has known you from day one, why won't they be willing to give you anything then? And why would you think a random person who doesn't show his face on the internet would? That is a glaring immaturity. I hate to break it to you. Maybe there's a good reason. I've always been open to hearing it. I haven't had one yet. That's why I'm saying this is part of who you surround yourself in doing what you love. But that's why you have to value this now, because you don't want to get to that path. Do you see what I'm saying? If you're be immature and waste your years, you might come into an opportunity. It's going to be harder for you. It'll be harder to raise money. It'll be harder because people are going to want to know why. So, you want to be mature? Do what you love. Stop doing things you hate. Stop being around people and think about who you are surrounding yourself. And if something in you is telling you these people are bad, why are you dealing with it? If you're like, I can't see myself with them for 15, bro, cut the fruit. I get it. They're probably fun now. That's why I made every bad decision, because I'm like, I don't think I'll like them in the future. I don't think they align with my goals, but they're fun now. So I always tell you, maybe go get a fun friend and get a friend who does fun, but that shouldn't be all your friends. But that's what we do. We sacrifice it for fun. That's it. That's what I did every time. What do you? How did I surround myself with so many druggies? They knew how to have fun. I knew a couple of nerds. I knew Jesus people. They weren't fun when I was 18 years old, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, you like the fun. That's what I liked. But a mature man, you got to figure it out now. I'm not saying, I say you could be friends with people, but you can't make a habit of surrounding yourself with people that you wouldn't see yourself with in the future, that are aligning with you, or even worse, terrible character. You know that? You see your friend do something, bro, if they will cheat on someone else, they'll cheat on you. If they will rob a rando, they will rob you. Do you want me to keep going? So why are you acting like you haven't seen the character already? If they will ignore their friends in trouble, what do you think they'll do to you? Why are you being cute? You already seen character. You don't believe people can change? I do. Why do you think I'm here, dude? But it is not your job to get into the mud. Do you understand? I do believe. This isn't about that. You're trying to bend this shit. People could change. It is immature and foolish to say, oh, they're going to change. I'm going to destroy my life in my future and formative years and my early investment. I'm going to ruin it because I think they could change. My brother, you change, I'm here for you. That's fine. I've changed a lot in my life. But you will be complicit in everything. And you have the consequence of it. Make no mistake. That's why I'm saying you might think people are going to change, but if they're bad now and there, I don't want to be along for the ride. And I didn't learn that till later. When I was immature, I let that little comment justify terrible decisions. Do you understand? Do you know how many people I've let manipulate me into terrible situations? Because they said, oh, I could change. Oh, you don't believe I'll change? I do believe. I have faith. And I've seen God. God could do amazing things, bro. That's the beauty. The people that I thought would never change, changed. And the people that I thought were so good fell so far. You know that? That's another humbling thing you'll learn. But it's not your job to get on a sinking ship. And if you know there is danger, the prudent man will avoid it. Anything else is imprudent, unwise, and immature. I know it sucks, but that's the reality. That's all it is. Just the reality of it. And let people change and have a forgiving heart and an open heart. I will. But at the end of the day, it's like you can't attach yourself to that. And if you do it too early, it costs way more. And that's what I'm scared of. That's why you young men and women in here, that's why you got to realize this is the most mature thing you could do, is saying, I'm not going to do things I despise. I'm not going to do things I hate. If I could already recognize things that are not good for me, I'm not going to keep putting myself around them. You can't. It will cost you a lot. And we are underestimating the cost because we think we'll be young for a long time, but we won't be. The reality is we'll be more older than we were younger, like statistically, for the rest of our lives. And so people could change in that moment. But you don't want to attach yourself to the bad that has to change, because then you're going to have to change too. This is a big one, bro. Are you ready for this one, man? I'm going to leave you with this, man, on the final one for this one. It's a good one. Are you ready? A big mature sign for all of you. The man who realizes he will be older, more years older than young. He is not scared to say no or I don't know. My brothers, the sooner you realize this, the better. Bro, there's some shit you don't know and you're not required to know. Fronting like you do will lead you into trouble. It's okay to not be all egotistical all the time. You know that? It's okay to say, I suck at this. You know that? I'm not good at this. I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know what you're trying to prove. That's why you'll notice the older people get, even me, bro. I even said it. I think I'm getting into my boomer era because I care less and less about, I'll go out in public. I'll be farting in public. I'll be looking at people. I don't care. You'll realize that as you get older. You're not afraid to say, I don't know. You're not afraid to look weird. You're not trying to prove something. Oh, this one's very easy to underestimate. Again, I think, don't forget the first ones, man. Saving in your body are so critical. You know, these other two are the social things of life that are difficult to maneuver. You see what I'm saying? I hope you guys are getting the difference. Money and body, that's you versus you every time. They don't feel me, bro. Do you understand? And that's why none of you make this mistake, because if you don't value the first two, my brother, stop. Because if you value the social shit, all you're thinking about in this philo is that part of it. And when it's over, you're going to forget about the whole save money, go on a walk shit. Don't. The first two are you versus you. The last two are with people and interacting. You have to be able to say, that is not up to my ability right now. I cannot do that. You know what? I can't. I have nothing to prove to you. You're right. You know, I don't know the answer. I'm scared. These are all things that when you're young, you're thinking about it different. Again, your body don't work the same. It's harder to make money. You're getting older. That's going to play different when you're older. That's why these answers come when you're older. Yeah, and bro, so many of you, I don't know what it is, but There's so many young people, and you guys are like, I'm trying to get my friends. I need to get my friends. Dude, that is going to destroy some of you. I'm scared. That's the sad reality, bro. It is a narrow road. Do you think I don't want you to have friends? I want you to have friends, bro. I want you to have a good life, live a great life, dude. But I'm telling you, you're young, you're early, bro. You guys are in college. Yeah, why are you putting that burden on you? You see what I'm saying? That's the one you say, I can't do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You are trying to build your life, career, and get everything you want and do it for someone else at the same time? What are you saying? You're not going to free anybody until you free yourself. That's the danger. That's why I see some of you rack your brains and get so emotional about it. That's it. Yeah, you could tell your friends. I'm not tell your friends about this stream. Give your friends a good book. But some of you calling your friends and I'm arguing with them, I'm messaging them, I'm trying, we're fighting, they won't do this, I try to do what? That's not. Why are you trying to be Gandhi? You know? Go ahead, put people on. Don't be a gatekeeper. Great. But why are you taking the whole burden in getting so involved of, oh, they won't do this and now I'm around. You see, just go pick better friends. Like I said, you could go to the back end and say, can I see myself around this person for 15 years? You know what? Me having to argue with somebody and trying to convince them of what is a good idea, like saving money, I don't see that working for 15 years. I have too short of a temper. You know that? I can't. That's why I don't see this working. That's what I'm saying. The danger is taking the full responsibility. Help your friends. Put them on, dude. But some of you, I need you to draw a line. And my question to you is, do you have one? Do you have a line? That's it. Boyle and UNG, oh, the numbers came out. They delayed them. It was a big beat. Or compared to last month. But Chad, it goes part of it, man. That's why. I had to learn that too, man. If you haven't realized it yet, I'm learning this even now more and more. I love to help people. I've tried my best. But then too, man, there's some situations where you got to say, I can't do it, dude. You know that? I can't. I used to think I could help everybody. You see? That was immature. Even egotistical. But that's why I was like, man, I think I just can't do everything. You know that? I don't think I can help everybody. And I have to be okay with that. Very simple. It's not, I can't. I used to think about people. Man, that's what I'm saying. Just like you guys, I feel so bad. I was like, I don't want these persons struggling. I want, again, from random Chads to my own sister. Why? All this emotion when it's just like, dude, I will try my best, but there is a line now, and I can't do certain things. And you have to be able to say that is the reality. So part of this whole associations, all that, it boils down to just being able to say, I don't know. I can't. I'm sorry. I wish, but I have nothing to prove, and I can't. I don't know. It's okay to not know, but we think when we're young, we have to know everything. But no, man. It's not really what it is. You're going to live a long life, God willing. And most of it's going to have, and that's why the times you say you can't, will open the opportunities to learn about yourself, the ability, and maybe down the road you will be. And maybe it'll mean more and be more effective. But if you live your life thinking the word, there's no line anywhere, my brother, that's not wise. And it's not mature. See, because you're young and you have energy. But that's not going to be like that all the time. You don't have the energy. You will not have the energy linearly throughout your life to be able to say, I can do everything. You can through Christ. Amen. But there's going to be some points where you have to say, I can't. I don't know. I will be honest. I can't. And that's okay. And guess what? It sounds a certain way now, but it's harder than you think. Because emotions, ego, people will pressure you, dude. That's what I'm saying. Do you want to be mature? You have to start thinking about this now. This is why it's hard for people to learn this down the line. Because if you cave to the pressure every time, it's not going to get easier when you're older, dude. You know that, right? Like, really? Because then you're like, okay, I can't. Bro, I tell people I can't. They're like, no, do it. Yeah, you have. Come on. No, come on. I thought you believed this. I thought, dude, think about it. Do you understand what's going to happen when you first say I can't and I don't and I won't and I can't? I don't know. That's what's going to happen. You'll be shocked. Go. Be young guys who say yes to everything. Go tell somebody no. And you're gonna find out real quick what this feels like. The pressure. Cause then they're gonna be like, oh, you a bitch. Oh, I don't know. Some of you respond to laughter. Some of you respond to if they physically bully you, if they ostracize you, if they talk about your belief. You see what I'm saying? Have you done this yet? I don't know if you've done this yet, but if you haven't, try it out. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's why I'm telling you. If you don't do this early, and if you don't think about building this up and be mature now about it, what do you think is going to happen if you do it 10, 15 years late? Do you think it'll be easier? Bro, if you can't say no as a kid, as a young man or woman, you won't say no as an adult. You say yes to everything now, you're going to say yes to everything later. What are you talking about? And that's why this is so important. But that's why, too, I'm saying, like, dude, this all sounds good in theory. Wait till y'all feel this shit. That's why I'm telling you, I would learn this and deal with this as soon as possible. Because it only gets harder and more as you get older. You'll understand it better and you'll be more comfortable and you won't be as crazy. But if you could handle that early, and the earlier you handle saying no and be honest with your abilities and being able to deal with the pressure and the pushback, you're going to be great. But if you don't build this muscle up, that's a bad Achilles to have when you're older. So, Chad, just a couple of things, man. That's all. That's all I have for you. No Bible, no nothing, but young men, young women, and middle age, I don't care, bro. This is maturity. You're going to get older, man. Shout out to long term, bro. I'm glad we have it. You know? For real. And that's why I really do have respect for some of you. And that's why some of you, that's why I say, man, 4 or 5 years, what are we talking about, dude? Come on. Very immature. Very immature. Even more immature to hear it and be around it. And to not, saving, still saying yes to everything and everybody. Why? No care of our body. How? Doing things you hate. Watching the shit you don't like. Following the shit you hate. It's so weird, dude. But that's what I'm saying. Those of you who did it early and stuck to it, I see your maturity. You have shown it. Do you not understand? You showed it. I see it on you. This is what I had growing up. I made a lot of mistakes. I've shared them with you. People saw this in me. And they're like, okay, well, you still did that. Oh, wow, you're a young man. You did that. Wow. Saved money. Oh, okay. I can see it on you. You not get it? Go. Tell me you're mature. Your words mean nothing. Do you understand? The words mean nothing. Now you're forgiven. That's why I love the mercy of God. This doesn't mean you ran out of time, dude. This actually means you have more time. And this means if you understand that, you're going to do something about it. But it's shown. You show your maturity through your actions and planning that you take that say to yourself, your subconscious, the world, and everybody around you that you know very well you're going to be around in the future, God willing, but that you know you're not going to stay in this little mindset your whole life. You know there is a future and you are not going to be unprepared by it. Or you'll be a little more prepared. And that, my friend, is maturity. So let's get it, baby. And that's what we need more of, baby. All around. And you need to focus on this. And that's what I'm saying, the young guys. This was really for you. Do you understand? Some of you are my age. Some of you are older. And the people my age and older, don't be sad or disappointed, because I think it does apply to you. It really does. But, dude, I hope the young men and women in here, you got a two-handle, bro. Early 20s, 18, 17. Dude, this is going to be a game changer. Game changer. And I hope you do it. I'm excited. That's what I'm saying. I look forward to your maturity. Show it to the world. Show it to everybody. It comes with rewards. It really does. But that's where I'm saying, man, these are the things, bro. I wish. See, some of you got Josh when Josh was young. Now you're getting Josh getting older. I think I aged too fast in some ways, but dude, I wish I learned some of this, man. And, I'm glad for everything we've done here and all of that. But you guys, I'm done with the timid bullshit. You can't be timid no more. Stop listening and not acting. You know what I'm saying? Stop being so immature when you know I told you got more potential. Because I say this, bro, because bro, some of you are young right now. You are young and you get this shot, bro. Dude, I wish I had great opportunities and I had some terrible ones. But I don't think some people realize, dude, I had God and that was it, dude. I met some cool people and I met people that changed my life, dude, but dude, come on. I had my bro was the only person close to me that spoke English that I could trust. I didn't have parents guiding me like this. Dude, they were telling me I'm going to hell. They were telling me if I want ambition, I'm gonna, dude, it wasn't like that. Nobody was in my ear telling me this. That's why I praise God, dude. Thank God I found Proverbs. Oh, dude. Amen, bro. You have no idea. I hope you get it. So you 18, 19, 20, don't throw this away. You need to act on this maturity right now and stop being timid. That's it. And you guys will be the leader of your generation. But it don't happen with immaturity and timidness. Okay? You have to do it. And you have opportunities and advantages. So I'm glad I could share this with you now. But imagine how, if I was able to do this without somebody giving me the early jump, my brother, what could you accomplish? I'm telling you, bro. Bro, if I was at the U of A at age 20 and I turned on YouTube and someone told me all of this, again, I read it in Richest Man in Babylon. That's how I got it. I had to read it. Thank God the brother was listening to it that day. For the money part, I'm like, whoa, that's good. I needed more. That's crazy, bro. You guys are in an opportunity that is unparalleled. You have it all. That's what we said yesterday, bro. I don't think you guys are lacking anything. It's discipline. You know, I feel you. I would get overwhelmed too. I do. You have too many things going on. It's hard to harness it and use it. You have everything. And I don't say this like a boomer, oh, you have everything. Go get it yourself. No, I want to help you. I'll make it easier for you. But the only way we could use everything is if we control it. And if you don't have the discipline, the maturity, and then above all else you do that and you're still too timid to shoot the ball, it's a layup. Come on. So, God bless you, Chad. For real. And I look forward to who does this. I look forward to seeing you in the future. So does your future self. But make a choice. And above all else, too, make no mistake, man. I'm not telling you you're going to hell. I am not telling you. I believe my God is hopeful, bro. I said it. You hear this, you think you out of time, Cap. You're hearing this because you have time. Do you understand? I swear, bro. I don't think anybody is here to listen to it that don't have time. I don't think y'all get me. You know, I'm going to go out on a limb. Faith in God that he only put the people in here today, right now, who have time still. That's why you're hearing this. Because I genuinely do not believe anybody in here is out of time. So, let's go, bro. And this is it. And don't get a crazy expectation. We treat this time and moment like everything else, knowing we're going to have the time, and this time is going to lead into the future. It would be mature if we started using this time now and leading into that. So let's go, baby. Take that one to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. You're already subscribed. I don't think you could be if you weren't here. But God bless America. And God bless the vets, baby. Amen. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, man. Let's go. Okay, I get this, and then we go. We'll have time for some after hours, or off topic. It's still early. So, yeah, a lot.
Some people don't even have dreams, you know what I'm saying? But if you blessed enough to have a dream, chase it, bro.
I had a dream like Martin, then I heard a couple stories. Never met my heroes, never had one. Never wanted things I never had, son. I got it, then I grabbed them. Looking back, these bitches Southeast sad them. Good more, don't ignore your sword for the war. Armor's no good if you leave that shit at home. I don't care if that match up with the drum. I ain't young, I ain't care about looking dumb. Out my way, we could talk when I'm done. Does it look like I'm finished? Even if I was, dog, I do my own dishes. Why the fuck you in my business? I ain't tryna be a menace. Need a couple minutes, but you're talking in your bitch and just show me that you don't get it. Look, now I wasted your time trying to reprimand, explain the basic shit so you could understand. I ain't being mean the way I teach the big leagues. Ain't throwing underhand. I'm not the bad guy, I'm the best coach that you ever had. Something like LaMelo's dad. Mama was an immigrant, $5 an hour working with Brillo pads. We got some things we shouldn't have, so I can feel down, but I don't ever think I'm really sad. Life a miracle, but I won't give you one. But I could teach you shit, and you'll walk away with dividends. Wish you'll bought more, and then you'll wish you did it young. You missed the first harvest, but tell me about the second one. Trying to build while looking at the clouds. I'm looking at my hand, then I'm looking at the ground. Peter walked on water, but fell. When he looked around, I heard that story all my life. I think I start to get it now. Slow in the fast lane, answers in my last name. They really didn't listen, that's a damn shame. But that don't mean my plans changed. Maybe just the landscape did what I said without a handshake. 3,004 an ounce, that sound like a fair rate. Word is gold, they only kept theirs too late. So I'm on with your new face. A snake can move a few ways, and life a bitch that lie about how the fruit tastes. Welcome back. Long time. Check me. Yeah. Dollar for the tacos, $1 for the chicken. Used to think life rough then, but now I'm reminiscing. Dream is feeling distant. Supposed to have her, shoulda had her, but now I have her. So frustrating, so irate. So I'm just saying, why the fuck we so patient? If this was 68, we would've had a riot. Now you speaking for the people and they tell you be quiet. I ain't buying it. Little guy defend the MNC, anoint them at the DNC. Why your social movement always benefit the S&P? The first place to look for enemies. Enemies, not your fucking family, nor your core beliefs. I hope you see the war beneath. Forget about the future, they say only grab what's in your reach. They ain't smiling at you, it's a battle and they showing deep. Taught you how to criticize, so wisdom stay beneath your feet. Man, I'm feeling overlooked. They ain't even hungry, but they telling us that we cook. Hard to read the room if you can't even read a book. Yeah, hard to fake a smile when they sewn our mouths shut. Fuck, we won't even hear this. You won't even feel this. Jealousy override empathy and realness. A corporation steal this, repackage it and reel it. Evil so fearless, they're so shameless, saying I'm blameless. The generation filming in the moment won't say shit. Why we call it brain dead when it felt like our soul dead? Or maybe we just sold it. Oh. Yeah. Why the people in the government pay more than the teachers? Why they always want my money? Both the liberals and preachers separate the church and state. But devil on my speakers and they told us not to hate. But don't apply to Jesus, I don't know, no. I got a couple questions. If I said them all out loud, then you would treat me different. Whoa. I got a couple questions. Can you tell me anybody where I should direct? Why the people in the government pay more than the teachers? Why they always want my money? Both the liberals and preachers separate the church and state. But devil on my speakers and they told us not to hate. But they don't apply to Jesus, I don't know, no. I got a couple questions. If I said them all out loud, then you would treat me different. Whoa, I got a couple questions. Can you tell me anybody where I should direct? A book about a man. He would travel many places. You could find him in a cave or a mountain. He was praying. He would talk about the enemy. They say Satan is Satan. It depends on the translation, but that's the point I'm saying. If I said his name, Muhammad would have told me that was awesome. If I said his name was
check
Moses,
oil.
would have told me that he chose.
He just said all oil purchases must stop now. It's It's from the Truth Social.
Jesus, then you change
Yeah.
the way you treat
All
us.
oil
Mrs.
must
Phillips
stop.
traded time. Miss
Popper.
Pelosi traded stacks. Mrs. Phillips molded minds. Miss Pelosi knew her wines. One of them is worth millions, the other not a dime. And it happens all the time. So my question is the why? We still gon' live the same. Care more about the words they say, but not about the extra change. I think it's kinda strange. The younger generation thinking guns and war's the only way to really hear the pain. The people in the government pay more than the teachers. Why they always want my money? Both the liberals and preachers separate the church and state. But devil on my speakers, and they told us not to hate, but that don't apply to Jesus.
That's what today was all about. That whole song. So, amen. People are like, well, no, that's all. That's it. If I said his name Muhammad, you would tell me that was awesome. If I said his name was Moses, would have told me that he chose it. If I said his name Confucius, would have said, darn it, I knew it. If I said his name was Jesus, then you changed the way you treat us. Wow. But yeah, other than that, man, the oil comments right now, that's big. And now we're done with Philo. Shout out to my mature people. And what do you got? Any questions? This is your off topic or anything in between, stocks, whatever you want now. You tell me, bro. You tell me. I know I had is it still up there? Yeah, top right. MSTR. I mean, it's still up 2%. That's the funny part. So I don't know where today falls in, bro. Like, I don't know where today is, I don't know where it meets. Because, like, it's a big gap up. But I don't know if this was the crazy move or not. So we'll see. Have I read your email? Probably not. If you sent it today during market hours, I do not check my email anymore. I've made that a commitment. It's too distracting. Then the people who get banned and other shit, it's just not worth it. So I don't look at it, and I don't want to deal with the back and forth of, did you get my email? So I'll look afterwards. I miss a lot, but, you know, if you sent it, I hope it's there. Some get sent to spam. Google just hates me, bro. Sometimes it'll just send y'all straight to spam, and I'm like, what? Yeah, BBG is Bloomberg. Bloomberg Global. BBG. WSJ, Wall Street Journal. Axios is Axios. CNN is CNN. BBC is BBC. There's usually one more. Reuters, that's the other one. That's the other, like, top main ones. And then FT, Financial Times. Yeah, RTRS is Reuters. FT, Financial Times. DFJ files false claim act against Aetna and Elevance and Humana. Uh-oh. Yep, we got it early, boys. Humana, Elevance, you could pick any of them. They have already gone, so be careful. Give me. They gave me! Wow! They gave me one finally. Nice. All right. Well, yeah. It didn't really react that much. Maybe that's why they gave it to me. But DOJ files claim against Aetna, Humana, and Elevance. I think it's a whiffer, bro. So hold on. But then again, sometimes when we're this early, it goes super slow. You know what I'm saying? See, oh, all right. I've already flipped it. I haven't even stream alerted it yet. All right, so I got some, only partial though. It's not fully free, but almost. But yeah, watch. I think we're really early on that one. So wait till that circulates, but the premiums were cheap for a second. It is negative. That's why. But I think just sometimes we've had this happen before. How many times have we gotten stuff and then if it's early enough, it'll either have no reaction and then give it a little bit, they'll circulate it. But what was the other one? What was it? Oh, there was one that did this the other day. Was it Duolingo? I want to say it was Duolingo. Remember that? I think it was here, yeah. I think it was Duolingo. You had the pop, then it came up, and then it circulated, and then it hit, and then that was it. Yeah, but so far it's the plays are already up though. Like I'm telling you, I already made 100%. It filled me on most of them, so I only got like one or two. I kept it small. I did not play that many. I didn't. I think it was less than $100. I'm not really trusting things, but that one we got. I felt like we had it early, and DOJ and healthcare. The last song was called "Liberals and Preachers" by your host Josh Answers. I made that song. That one was me. So I'm very honored. I love country. I haven't worked on any country, though, lately. I need to get back into that. The Jesus Strand. I feel like I've heard of that. I will look into that. Who's your favorite rapper? Probably Lupe Fiasco. But I have a lot of... I like music. Big fan. Yeah, I don't like Ye. I really don't. I've been saying that before too. But it's like, I think genuinely, bro, I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to sound like I'm Kanye. But then it makes sense. But like low key, bro, I think Kanye wants to be me. I know. That's a why, but I genuinely, at this point, bro, I think Kanye just wants to be me, and I don't like him. That's why I'm over it now. You know, I like some of his music, and that's great. But no, I'm being dead. That's how I think I'm the real Kanye now, because I think Kanye just wants to be me. At this point, I genuinely believe, seriously, bro. No, I'm being dead serious. Kanye just wants to be me. I think Kanye wishes he was Josh Answers. I know. That's wild that a billionaire would want to be me, but I think it's accurate. That's something that Kanye would say. No, he wouldn't anymore. He'd probably tell you something about him being gay or something about weird shit. And then try to sell you swastika merch. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oil pop, yeah, the Iranian stuff. They made one little pop and holding. Okay, wait for round 2 of Humana, Elevance, and all those do it, but that was kind of a dud. Even though they hit, but it's fucking, they're just waiting now. Like, even the plays none of the plays went down. So even if you bottom tick the damn put, or top ticked it, it's still the same price. Some of them, it just all depends on how far you were out. Amazon AI coding. Who was the other one? Was it UPS or somebody? Then we have another AI. I asked what company was that. Fox, yeah. That was the one. When am I going to change my name to stock market? I wanted to. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if that'll hurt my my attempts at becoming a police officer. I sound like uncle. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that many times. Oil sanctions, a way to get at China. Yeah, I think to a degree. Because remember, I mean, people used all of these like workarounds to be able to do that. But and like with the war and all that, but also too, I mean, cheap oil is great for China as well. That's what we talked about on the watch list last night. At some point, oil starts to get really bullish the lower it goes. They even talked about it today on the news. They were just saying that at some point, the lower you get oil, the inflation worries go down with it. It's combating the inflation side of, oh my gosh. You showed your channel to someone at the gym today? How? How did that happen? Dude, you know what happened to me at the gym yesterday? I saw my ex-girlfriend again. Yeah, I ran home. I told my girlfriend too, and I was like, what? So, yeah, but this time she just stared at me. It was very awkward. It was very like, we both like, was like, is that you? We like both looked at each other, and then I was like, ah, fuck. And then she just kept looking, and then, yeah. No, not the stalker. No. This was just like a girl that I like actually dated. Yeah. She was like chill. She was, I mean, it was a long time ago, but yeah. I've seen her twice. It was like a couple years ago I saw her. But then I was like, I thought I would never see her there again. And it showed. No, okay. But yeah. To C.S. Lewis audiobook? No way. You said Chad and he gave you a funny look. Okay, well, good for him. Yeah, but how did you show someone at the gym? Like, were you already like friends with him, or what happened? How do you get into the like gym to? Because I've never showed anybody my channel at the gym. I need to learn how to do it. I've never done that. I don't know how. As I was saying, the last guy at the gym, we started talking about shoulder injuries and vitamins and kids. He told me to get married and have kids. That's what my gym homie tells me. He's so funny. But other than that, yeah, I haven't. We don't talk about money. We haven't talked about the world, no politics. It's so funny, bro. All I've ever talked about with this guy is shoulders, vitamins, working out, and getting married and having kids. That's it. That is all we have spoken about. I don't even know his name. He doesn't even know my name. Okay, Humana dropped again. Not bad. How often do guys get hit on in the wild? I could straight up count the times I've been hit on in my life on my fingers. I could every single moment, because it doesn't happen to me. But I thought that was a guy thing. I really, really did. I told you guys. And then I went outside with lending tips one day. We were in Vegas. And oh my gosh, that's when I realized how it's a different ballgame. That's when I realized. Because I don't get hit on. I'm very few and far between. Trump releases full-year budget and will send it to Capitol Hill on Friday. What do I mean? Bro, lending tips I've never seen this in my life. Or at least it's never happened to me, But then again, I don't even think it's ever happened to any of my. I got one homie like that, actually. I got one homie. He could go anywhere. And it's the easiest thing in the world for him. But, dude, I would watch girls walk up to lending tips and be like, hi, what's your name? I'm like, what the fuck? And then we would walk by like groups of girls and they would stop and walk up to him. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, this whole time? Oh, dude. It was shocking. But that's when I realized he was a bitch. That's what I told him, too. I was like, bro, you've lived too easy, bro. This guy has lived so easy. You have no idea. Y'all have zero clue. Are you kidding me? I think most of my life I was a 4-foot lizard. Now I'm a 5-foot lizard. And y'all trying to... No, these were not Vegas, like, hoes. These were, like, normal, like, bachelorette parties and shit, dude. It was next level. Oh, did I say 88? No, 79. CF. Popping. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm a great wingman. But no, that was just crazy. But yeah, I am the sexiest man. I saw it, bro. I saw a Twitter post and it was like a trifecta of the 3 ugliest guys who get the hottest girls. And it was Benny Blanco, Pete Davidson, and then the like random Fisher dude who married that one singer. But yeah, I'm facts though. That's been my whole life. I agree. I've pulled my whole life, bro. So I'm a good boy now. But yeah, I've never. So I'm glad. That's people would always get pissed at me. I would be that guy. You would look at me and be like, how? Every time. It's annoying. I get it. I piss people off. Amen. So, but other than that, you know, it's hard being the sexiest man alive now. But I live. It's weird, though. People do, like, lately, in the last year, though, I have been randomly approached more than, like, or at least people don't look at me in disgust the same way after Benny Blanco. I'm telling you, Benny Blanco helped me out a lot. It's actually weird. It is weird. He's like Ricky Martin, LLT. That is why Kanye wants to beat me. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's what I said about earlier. I don't know if tomorrow will be the bull day or not because, well, one, this is like 8 days in a row of green. You guys realize that? Do you realize that the 8 days in a row, the last time we had 8 days in a row led into the most hated rally? So this is a lot of green days in a row, bro. But then this is like gapped up 2%. I don't know if this is bigger. Would you call this big or not? Normal standards, this is big. Compared to the last week or two, it's small. Or it's like mediocre. So I don't know. I think it's going to be, we still got 2 hours or hour 20. If I was single and Kim hit me up, what would I do? Nothing. I don't. It's old, bro. I'm not. I don't want anything to do with that shit, dude. Get me away. That's the difference now. That's it. You'll get older. Trust me. All you guys out there, too, and if you're just obsessed with, like, hot girls, oh, dude, you're going to learn some things. Okay? And, yeah. No, I mean it genuinely. I could appreciate beauty, and I like beautiful everything, but at the end of the day, bro, just certain shit is like, nah, bro. Nah, you gotta just watch out, bro. The C.S. Lewis, bro. C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis. Read it. And y'all will ask me, and y'all will go hella deep in this hole. And then you'll ask me when you know you're deep in it. You know what I'm saying? So just read C.S. Lewis, the ones we read, and take it seriously. But I've just, like I'm saying though, bro, I've learned to listen to my mother. I don't think y'all realize it. Even everything I'm telling you, don't trust people on the internet. Mama taught me that. Okay? For real, like, last time I gave you guys the standards, people got mad, and I'm like, bro, that's what my mom told me. So that's it. It's nice if they're beautiful, it's great. But dog, if they don't love the Lord, you're fucked. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. I know. And then here's the deal. Are you ready, bro? I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. This is what girls do to me. I'm being dead serious. If they know you like God, they'll lie about it, okay? I'm being dead serious. So be careful. You got to hit them with the Trump test. Be like, what's your favorite Bible verse? I'm being dead serious, bro. You have no idea. That's why I'm like, oh, you have not seen the shit I've seen, dog. And if you would understand why I tell you this. No, bro, it's crazy. That shit hurt me, bro. Are you kidding me? Have you ever been like, I've been scammed by a preacher, but never a hot girl pretending to be a preacher. That's next level, dog. You have no idea till you've seen it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm being dead serious, bro. You all, oh no, bro. This is terrifying. It's Christ fished, yes. Is there a term for it? Christ fishing? Oh my gosh. Yes, Christ fishing. Holy crap. Literally, holy crap. Christ fishing. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. You just blew my mind. No, it's real. It is real. So just at the end of the day, and if you don't like the Jesus stuff, great. But in the socially acceptable way, I've just learned that character, values, and morals are the number one thing when determining a partner. Okay? And if you overlook that for beauty, it will hurt you a lot of the time, more often than not, at least with my choices. So, good luck. Game on. Have fun. But you already know what's going to be good and bad, I feel like. But, we just like to lie to ourselves, myself included. You're ripping again. So again, take note of any of the premiums, and if they're already at the breakout level, if they're lagging. No, they're charging way more. Kind of. What was that peak? 14, 16. It's a little cheaper. 8%. They were giving us 15% gaps. That's why I took them. But it's kind of there. The calls are kind of lagging if you want them, but you got a 9% margin. I think the volume might be, but the move, yeah, volume 0. Yeah, the long term, it's in the description of this video. You can watch the old video when I sound young. But also, we talked about it the other day at the beginning of the year. I made a video. I think I can find it. And then CF, you guys see this. I've had this on the screen. That's running. I don't know if there's a headline on it. Why don't you make $1 for dollar for the 100 shares for in the money like Tesla? What did you just ask me? You did this to me last time. EU ready to make a $50 billion offer. Wow, Financial Times, but I think they knew what that's a Europe rumor. So yeah, pop on rumor. Financial Times is more reputable. I'll give them credit. So, but at the same time, that is like, again, you're hearing word. But I was expecting China rumor. I was expecting Financial Times to fucking recycle the China shit from Hassett at 5 a.m. We haven't got that yet. So I'm expecting that, but it could be wrong. Europe ready to make offer. Says as well, it's coming from the EU negotiator. That's a better source. Trade Commissioner aims to strike a balanced and fair deal with the White House. It's coming out hella weird. Okay. Oh, they're moving him. It's a little bit better now. They were just at like 108 for the at the money. Now it's at 90, 93. The other peak was at 1. It's about 8%. I want more. Give more of the gap, you know? And when JHG... Man, the high ticker is actually really running. And Apple, too. You guys remember we have Apple earnings, right? Are you guys aware of that? I don't know. I do think the jobs will be big, but like I said, we'll see. Block would not accept keeping 10% off goods as a fair resolution to trade. Yeah, I forgot Apple earnings. When optioning the money, you can make this amount of money as if you're holding the shares. Yes and no, because there will be a spread. So sometimes that screws you over. And then if it falls out of the money, that changes. So what are you trying to do? What do you want? So do you want a cheap way to get 100 shares of Tesla? Is that what you're looking for? Amazon. Bro, Amazon is a behemoth. And do you guys realize, like, Amazon has made so much fucking money and this stock is, like, relatively flat over the last 5 years? For most of it, besides this little window, it has been flat for 5 years. And they have, like, doubled and tripled their profits again. It's kind of insane. I don't know. I forgot. They did have a split. Did they? I can't remember. But it's just like, I don't know. They could be ripe for outperformance or disappointment. Because even then, it's done very well. But the stock has already front ran a lot. Oh, yeah, 2022. Yeah, it was like 3 years ago. Isn't that wild? Apple, well, I think Apple and Amazon, I think you got a good copy of yesterday. Most cloud companies have done well. I think AWS will be good. Amazon does have the risk, though. Tariff, shipping, all that nonsense. So, and then Apple, China. I think Apple is going to cut guidance, though. Or they're going to do something weird with Asia. And if they don't, that'll be viewed as positive. Because I think most people expect Apple. Apple is not afraid to cut guidance. Apple is usually the first one, believe it or not. Back in the day, at least. Up until like 2022, bro, even 23. Apple is usually the first one to set the guidance trend. You know? So that's why if they're willing to give it, I think with Asia, I think people will like that. And then service revenue will be great. And then otherwise, it's just really about China and then making sure anything from EU to manufacturing taxes too. No glaring issues there. But I do think Amazon might be it. But all these options, man, you need like Microsoft was the hitter. That was the one. You need a crazy beat, and Amazon has the cloud. So I think if anyone would do it, it would be Amazon. But then again, it's very, these names price in a lot. They move a lot, but then it's very easy to get cucked. Hey, man, say that 10%, Jay. Telling you, we have this small account. So as long as the trading will come to you naturally, trust me, and just don't get in the habit of gambling and not having the plan, again, the maturity. But all you got to do, whatever amount of money you make, you save 10%. And then you're going to put it into an account, that 10%, and then every month you buy something you know about, and that will be here for 10 years. You don't need to rush it. You go little by little, and that's it. This is an account. We build this. We started this account with $500, and then we added $200 a month, and then we raised it to $300 over the last 5 years. And now it has $26,000. So my whole logic was if you worked part-time at McDonald's, made $24,000 to $36,000 a year, watch this channel, save 10%, this is what you would have as a model. And if you did better, even better. So, yeah, not bad. And then that's why I've been telling people, once you do that after a couple of years, we're going to get you a crib. And then now, before you know it, $26,000 turns into a quarter or a half. And then, whoop. Yeah, been about 5 years for this is about the timeline. So, yeah, little by little. It sucks because most people don't want to hear that. You think you're going to come on a stock channel and I'm going to tell you you're going to be a millionaire in a month. But, the real way to build wealth in the market is like this. And, there is opportunities to trade and other stuff. But, yeah, no, don't worry about it. That's a good conversation, brother. We love this. Everybody in here loves this. The real ones. The fake ones don't. But the long term and what you were talking about is why people are here. It's why people have showed support and commitment, because it's changed lives. And it has led, and then they acted on the real estate with the information we provided. And I'm telling you, man, I've seen millionaires. I've seen people go homeless to homes. It's the wildest thing. But unfortunately, if you are in the wrong mental space to believe that it happens immediately, it will fuck you. But if you do this and you could get behind a 4, 5, 10-year plan. And that's the thing. The long term is 10 years minimum. When you put money in that, we're not taking it out for 10 years. That's why it's 10% for you for 10 years. And unless we buy a house, you could sell it if you find a house. So, yeah, all you got to do. But if you're cool with that timing, yeah, I think it's very realistic. Yeah, you're 19, bro. You got a one handle. That's crazy. So, yeah, you could do very well. Because that's what I'm saying. 5 years, you'll be 24 years old. And then you'll get your first house. And then that, again, and before you could have $1 million before you know it. But it's going to probably take a decade. But even then, you'll still be sub 30. Which I would say you might still be able to enjoy talkies and have a hairline. But then again, that'll depend on other things too. Mm-mm. 10 years sounds like get rich quick. It's crazy because you know how many people are like, nah, 10 years. Oh, but the Bitcoin went up 15% 1 month. But if I buy a Bitcoin, but what about the Solana? What do you mean 10-year? 10-year bond? Why I buy bond? I buy Bitcoin. So, yeah. To some, it's not. But I remember when 10 years sounded like a long-ass time, and now I be running through a decade, and I'm like, I thought that was yesterday. Fuck. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Have you guys heard the tinfoil? How many of you believe it? Do you guys believe there's a conspiracy out there and they think that time is being sped up? Do any of you believe that? Do you believe time is being sped up? I've seen somebody, they're like, I turned off the phone and they had one phone And then they like, there's other like crazy shit, and they're like, look, they're speeding up the time. Like people literally, there's a tinfoil out there that time is literally faster than before. Only when you're having fun. Hey, man. People believe the world is flat. I'll do you one better. People will try to use your biblical belief to make you believe the earth is flat. Fuck, man. I don't know. I can't wait. Can't wait to find out. I've always believed, I just believe the older you get, it's because, like, when you're like, remember when you were young in elementary school, like a school day felt so long. So 7 hours used to feel like an eternity because you were 7 years old. So at 7 years old, 7 hours is a bigger percentage of your life. But that's why now the older you get, every day makes up a small, like it's faster. That's what I've always relatively thought. But I never thought they were slowing the world down. But yeah. Two more dude, that's amazing. I am still the same. I can't get below 154 now. It takes me like a month. I was losing a pound like every week, bro. And now I'm like losing half a pound in a month. But then I'm getting like more muscle, but I'm still not like lifting heavy. It's tripping me out. Oh, it's power hour. All right. All right. Any final ones? No, I'm 154. I'm still in deficit, but I've just been building in muscle. But then it's like it's my pin. But then, dude, I saw a guy on Instagram. Homeboy is 5'11", 155. I was like, how, bro? And he was swole. I was like, good for you. He was old too. He was like 50. I was like, that's crazy, bro. 5'11", 150. And I'm like, bro, I got 5'6", 154. You don't think YouTube would like it? He'd be like, Josh, what do you think about the beep, 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 and all of the beep, 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 and then Kanye, beep, beep. So, yeah, I don't know. If it's too risky, don't do it. I've heard people say the carnivore diet, but I don't know. It's different. It's different. I don't know if I could eat only meat. You're 5'11", one. Yeah, you are. You got that. You're swole. Like, you're ripped. But, like, this guy was, like, 50, bro. You're not 50. But, like, I was impressed. That's kind of crazy. Oh, man. I thought I looked 150, and then I saw this guy, and I'm like, how is that 150? Oh, mad and keto? For keto. I've heard the carnivore diet. People love that. And I've heard good things. All right. Any final ones? Any final ones? Final questions? This is your moment. Well, actually, what is Amazon pricing in? I think I'll probably do Amazon. Bro, Amazon's only pricing in 5%, I think, or 6%. So yeah, and I don't think Amazon has had a big move in a while. I mean, I was 5'6", 196. I probably was 200. I just didn't want to look. But yeah, I was short and big, bro. I was bad. It's actually insane. I wish I have only a couple pictures back then. But, like, I had, like, a double chin, like, everything, bro. It's actually insane. I was, like, yeah. Oh, freshman year, I was, like, 120, dude. I had an 8-pack freshman year of college. I was ripped. Not anymore. Food, just like food. Just sit down, just in a walk, just eat. So yeah, here we are today. I struggle more now. I mean, it does get harder. That's what I was just saying. I did that a while ago and cut down pretty quick, but lately too, I was able to do good progress, but there is kind of a limit. It gets really hard. But that's why you got to just be active, eat good. It's food. All it is food. I'm getting the previews. I'm just seeing what's priced. Intermittent fast. Yeah, I haven't ate all day today. I need another protein, actually. I almost threw up in the morning. You ever, like, wake up so hungry you're going to throw up? Usually I don't wake up like that, but I had to down a protein right in the morning because I was, like, trying to type, bro, and I was like, bleh. I'm getting out of high interest debt. You got to make a plan. That's it. Be careful of those debt relief people. Sometimes they do it by fucking your credit up more. But you got to balance transfers. Why don't you want to do balance transfers? So because you have to make a plan to tackle the debt, go little by little. But at the end of the day, low interest is going to help that plan go faster. So once you have your plan, you have to utilize a balance transfer at 0, if that makes any sense. So you're going to need to use the balance transfer. But you do have to... you got to start planning for it. And you have to just like saving 10%, it's the same thing with debt. You have to start making a debt fund and pay it off and stick to that. But you still have to pay yourself first. That's going to be the hard part. Balance transfers do not mess up your credit. No. What will mess up your credit is applying for a new card, right? So if another card requires you to apply to get the balance transfer, that will hurt your credit. But then it could raise it if they give you a big credit line. Have you cycled off your caloric deficit? Yeah, I haven't done it for a year, though. I started in August. And then some days, bro, I eat a Nerds cluster. You see me on the weekend, I'll go eat a lobster roll. So, but then again, I still would be like right at below the calories. But at the end of the day, like I haven't felt, there's only one day. It was kind of when I got sick after the Nerds. But that was the day, like I didn't eat a lot, bro. And I felt terrible. And I was working out hard. and then streaming, and then working, and then I was going out in the fucking sun. We had some real estate shit, and it was terrible. I can't take supplements on an empty stomach. Yeah, that's because I don't eat. I learned that the hard way. I fucking would wake up, not eat, and pop a vitamin, and bleh, just throw up everywhere. It is so bad. Don't ever do that. So if you guys don't know, like vitamins, if you take vitamins on an empty stomach, bro, you're going to get fucked up. Just naturally. Like, I don't know what it is, but, oh, yeah, be careful. Like, you take, like, your little daily vitamin on a no food. Yeah, dude. I've had the worst experiences. You don't have to close the card you transfer out of now. All right. Well, that being said, I need to go get a protein. And then let us free the Chads. We're going to free them up. I hope you enjoyed your Philo. Market hasn't done shit. I love it. So the market just made them listen to the prayer and then does nothing during Philo, and now we're back. See? It's a great moment, man. It's a great moment. Gotta love it. All right. Rawr. Okay, they have been freed. All right, let me play this. I'll be right back. I'm yawning and you broke.
Amazon. I hear you. I know what you mean. Jason, Amazon's like, oh, Microsoft, you really had to do that. You had to blow the doors off. Yeah. Azure had to look like that. Now we have something even bigger to live up to with AWS.
You're right about that, Scott. I mean, Azure 35% growth year over year. I mean, that was a dramatic blowout quarter, obviously. So for me, as it relates to you, and the reporter already mentioned it earlier, 20% is the whisper number, 17.6%.
I didn't leave yet, you fuckers.
Research reports.
Red candle when I leave. Now I'm going to leave,
they're the
but now
largest
you
cloud
know.
player in the game, so that's definitely going to be an important number. That's what the street is very interested in. As it relates to retail, I mean, my concern is around third-party sellers looking to increase pricing due to the macro and obviously tariff exposure. So that's going to be concerning. And then, 50% of their third-party sellers are in China. So that is also a concern from a macro perspective. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. The ad business has obviously been a nice business. It grew almost 20% last quarter, and it's very accretive. It's obviously high margin business. And Alex mentioned, some of the concerns there. So that's a number I'll be watching very closely as well, as we kind of see what this whole thing looks like as the print comes here.
I feel, Jason, there's a much bigger unknown with Apple. And maybe it's just me, but all the issues that are at hand as we speak, demand, tariff, China, supply chain, the questions that Tim Cook's going to get to respond to some of the rhetoric out of the White House and elsewhere.
Listen, Apple is absolutely in the eye of the storm. 17% of revenue comes from China. That is definitely a concern with all the geopolitical and the trade war that is going on. There's no doubt that supply chains potentially will be an issue. 90% of assembly is done in China, so that's definitely a concern for me. And then, we talked about the probe earlier. I mean, we've been reporting about it a lot throughout the day. This could dramatically affect the services business. I mean, the services expectation growth is around 12% for this quarter, but there's a workaround to get out of that ecosystem, and there's another pay for somewhere else. That is a dramatic development for Apple going forward. So that is something definitely to watch for and see how that story continues to mature.
Yeah, what about that, Malcolm? You didn't mention that at all. And few people have today because we're so hung up on the issue at hand of tariffs and the huge amount of revenue that this company gets out of China. We're not even focusing on the courts.
Yeah, so I think that it is important that we consider how much the regulatory issues that Apple and Meta and Alphabet have right now. But it's really tough to even look that far down the road because we're talking about potential breakups. We're talking about potential appeals that could overturn decisions or alter decisions that have been made. We don't even have the benefit of looking that far beyond where we are right now because the tariff situation is still very alive and well. And so we have to at least consider what's happening right now with 145% tariffs against American goods for a company that its flagship product, about 80% of that flagship product is coming out of China. And that is the problem we have to focus on right now as it relates to Apple. Everything else is a
pump
fight
in,
for
bro.
tomorrow.
You ain't post any
I want to
play.
hear from you both on this question, but Jason, you
And
first.
you posted
What
like
have
10
we
of those
learned, do you
messages
think,
before.
So far?
It's
From
like
the 3
hyping
of the
people
5
up to
big
go
ones.
spend money
We're not
on an
counting
earnings play.
Tesla, it's already
And
done.
then you never post your
And
play.
we're not counting NVIDIA because it's yet
We're
to
not gonna
come.
ride, bro.
But from what we've gotten so far about AI spend and the key questions that you both wanted to get out of this group, did you learn enough?
So AI spend is obviously healthy. You know, both folks have kind of reiterated the CapEx there. So, and cloud obviously has been very healthy. So I think there was a little bit of concern kind of coming into this quarter and what that would look like. So I think that has been very productive. And I think that's why we're seeing some of the positive. The other thing I would say, which is
I don't
interesting,
know the
is
market
search.
for those too
Search
well,
and
but how many miles?
Has been positive as well. Hearing from Google, hearing from Meta, those names have obviously responded, you know, to the advertising numbers. So in general, I mean, these names have responded very well, and we're seeing that the ad spend and the advertising businesses have been healthy. So I think that's been a net positive for sure.
Malcolm, how would you answer that same question?
Does anybody go to the
Scott,
University of Alabama?
Out of the woods
I don't
yet,
know.
Right? There's not an all-clear signal for
Anybody
the
go to
entire market
University
or
of
even
Alabama?
the tech sector specifically, but I definitely think that we should at least get a big sigh of relief that these earnings so far have been better than feared, right? If we consider the fact that we were having a conversation maybe 2 weeks ago about whether guidance was going to be
graduated
pulled or
from
altered
there?
or adjusted. Now we're
My
talking
girlfriend's
about
an
companies coming out
alumni.
and blowing it out of the water. You got a
I thought you went to
50-year-old
Texas
tech
A&M,
company in
Brady.
Microsoft showing double-digit top-line growth. Also, a 10%
Did you go to Texas for a little? I know you're from Texas.
That does not happen. And so you have to couple that with the fact that Meta actually stood
Connecticut.
firm and increased how much its CapEx spend
Ole Miss?
is expected
Oh, wow.
to be about
Ole Miss is
$7
nice.
billion for the year.
You're an Aggie?
I think that sounds very good for a space that Wall Street analysts have had a number of questions about whether they've gotten too far and they're overbuilding and overspending and everything else. I think that we got an answer to that story. So for the long term, I think that the money they're spending to build out those suites are definitely proving it. I think that also there's the danger of underbuilding, which Apple might actually be experiencing right now. So I think that we're in a pretty good space.
Yeah,
but I
Amazon's
definitely don't think that
pricing
it's
like
all clear
5
for
to 6.
markets broadly here.
Guys, that was great. I appreciate it from you both. We'll see you soon. Malcolm and Jason, thank you. Now let's get to CNBC
Apple only
senior
pricing in
economics
4.
reporter Steve Leisman, because
The Apple,
there
I feel
were
like, is
other
kind of
big
harder to
stories
move.
today.
So,
there is a
and that's
very
Kanye.
big one tomorrow with the jobs report, Steve, and these comments today from the Treasury Secretary on television talking about the Fed and whether it should cut rates.
Yeah, not whether. He thinks they ought to, and he's pointing to the 2-year, which, of course, is up again today in yield, and so that sort of raises the question about where exactly the market thinks the Fed ought to be here. But, Scott, there's obviously the big issue of the tariffs coming through and what effect they'll have. There's the Treasury Secretary's statement. We're seeing the 2-year rates are now below
overnight
Fed funds
plays.
rates, so that's a market signal.
So if you
that
guys
they
look
think
to the
Fed should be
screen,
cutting. It is
I'm gonna
true that
put all of my overnight
inflation
plays up on the
expectations
screen right
in
now.
the market
Hold
are
on, let me pull it
relatively
up.
subdued and have come down. But I was just looking, Scott, at a chart, and what you see is that inflation survey expectations are through the roof and some of the highest we've ever seen. And the gap between what the market is saying about the outlook for inflation and what the public is saying is as
Right
big
here.
as we've ever seen it.
So here are
I
all
think
of my
that's the
plays I'll
reason
be
why the
holding
Fed is
overnight
pausing
today,
here to let this
if
kind
you
of
guys are
shake
interested.
out and see how these tariffs come through. Do they
I have
come
it
through
organized
as a
by
bigger
the
impulse
biggest amount to
weak
the
growth
smallest.
or a bigger impulse to inflation, or maybe both?
So I wouldn't go for the ones that are
The Treasury
green.
Secretary careful too.
But and then
with
I'm
his
going
comments,
to
Steve,
hold these every
that
night
It's not.
for the next.
It's not
I got
him
like at
who
least 5 more years
is
on most of
saying
them.
that the Fed should cut. He's falling back on what he thinks the market signal, and that's
So
the
if you need
wording
more,
that
let me know.
he
Dude,
used.
this is
Of
what I
course,
got.
Whenever I hear somebody mention the 2-year and the Fed, I've interviewed Jeffrey Gundlach so many times that I automatically go back to what he always says, that the 2-year leads the Fed.
Hope that helped. It is. That's the
Yeah,
answer.
well, first
Those
of
are your
all,
overnight
I
plays.
think you could get away with that kind of one cool remove from the comment, or I could get away with it. I don't think the Treasury Secretary gets away with that. When he says something like that, it is the equivalent of the Treasury Secretary jawboning the Fed to cut rates. Whether or not the 2-year is the right way to do this or the right way to follow it, I think the Fed sees it as an input. But not necessarily the be-all and end-all, especially with this kind of uncertainty. I mean, just look at the 2-year today. It's up 14 basis points, Scott. So what does that tell you about where the market thinks that the Fed ought to set rates? You know, the Fed's at 430, and if you look at their outlook, okay, they see themselves
stop wasting
going
your
down
time,
to
man.
390. That
Go
was
get
the
a law
March
degree.
forecast. But then
I think
look
you'd
at their
excel in it.
inflation forecast of 2.8%.
You sounded like Jerome
for the
Powell
year.
right now.
I don't know.
Go
that
get
the
that law
Fed
degree,
believes that's
baby,
gonna
and
be the
then
case. They're
put it in
gonna
the
have
law
another
term.
whack at these forecasts, Scott, come June, and we'll see
said
where
define
they go with it.
plays,
But
sir.
The
Define
market is
plays.
expecting a rate cut in June. At the same time, the Fed will probably be upping its inflation forecast. That is something that could undermine the Fed's own credibility about fighting inflation. If at the end of the day,
I can help you, but
they
you're not
end
going to
up
like my answer.
raising the inflation
The
forecast
answer
and
is the
cutting rates at
violation
same
of
time.
one of the rules I've already
given.
given.
You know, it's one thing, I guess, for this president to muse about the Fed chair and that the Fed should cut rates, and you know we've heard it before. It's not a surprise. Presidents
Amazon is waking up.
You know, urge the
The
Fed
bad
to do
news
certain
is you
things
guys
at
realize all the
certain times.
contracts
It
are up
does strike me
100%, right?
I guess at a different level, perhaps, when you have a sitting Treasury Secretary start to weigh in on what he or she thinks the Fed should do. No.
Yeah, I mean, look, this administration rewrites the rules on it. I think it's bad form for the following reason. I don't deny their right to freedom of speech and say what they think. I think it does undermine the Fed's independence, and the question becomes, will the Fed be cutting rates because the president and the Treasury Secretary?
Oh, we already have an Apple
or because
plan.
it's the right thing to do.
That
And
old
if
ghetto
everything
spread.
you do with the Fed
That has a
is
Mad
about your
Max
credibility
gain.
and
So
about
yeah, then
your,
it's already free.
Ability to sway markets.
I forgot about
and
that. So we're already in
provide
Apple.
forward guidance about where rates ought to go, what their forecast is for the economy. Then the idea that somehow this is pressured by the administration, I think, raises questions and eyebrows. I would like to see the Fed to be able to come in and address potential weakness early. Don't get me wrong about that, Scott. I just think that you have to be careful.
Yeah, Amazon's
here
running. Some of you
because the
posted some
idea that
great
you
plays
have
right
this,
before that.
I don't know, guaranteed
Only problem, they're up
inflationary
100 to
impulse coming
200%,
from
depending on
tariffs
how
here
further
that
far.
may be
So I have an
transitory,
old Apple.
but I
You have a
just
free
don't
Apple
see the
play.
Fed
If you did that
cutting in the
a couple
face
weeks
of
ago,
that rise
and
in
then
the
Ghetto
inflation
spreaded
rate.
it, it's
Now,
a good
I wanna
max
just
gain.
throw
It's
one other
everything. It's
idea out,
perfect.
Scott, which is that
But
if the
Amazon is a
bond
little up
market is
there, but
so
Amazon's not
sure
pricing in
of
that
the
much.
coming weakness.
And then they have cloud, and cloud is
tariffs or
what got
whatever's gonna happen,
Microsoft
that the
popping.
Fed will be forced to cut
And they're
rates in
down
June.
22%
Can
on the quarter.
stock market have the story right here?
It raises the stakes for next week. That's for certain. I mean, we're in a blackout period, obviously, so we can't have any immediate reaction from any Fed speakers on the comment from the Treasury Secretary. We'll just have to wait till you ask him the question next week. And I look forward to that.
Yeah, well,
Steve, thanks.
Yeah, just tomorrow's number, Scott. If it's remarkably weak, it will raise the stakes for next week's meeting. But if it's in line at that 130,000, I don't think it does.
All right, good stuff. Steve, thanks as always. Our senior.
All right. Well, thank you. We got 40 minutes left. So wrap it up. Amazon just made a pop there. We're already in Apple from a while ago. So that's good. I like Amazon. I really do. I think that'll be a good one. But then again, the problem is that if the earnings are in a blowout, you're going to lose all your money. Just remember, it's not like Meta had any big hitters. You guys, are you not seeing the elephant in the room? Meta did good, is up 5%. I don't think there was any crazy gains on Meta options. You see what I'm saying? I like Airbnb, but Airbnb might cuck unless they blow it out the water. Positioning is odd, and it's pricing in, I think, 16%. Let me double check, but if that's the case, that's just a trap. That's it. I've already, you can't hurt me anymore. That's why it's pricing in 9. Not bad, but the way I look at it, I want Wall Street to do my job. I want them to bring that bitch down to 80, and then we go from there. But until then, that thing has not moved in 2 years on earnings, or it will move and come right back down because the positioning is very odd. And I would argue, I think Airbnb, sadly, they might be doing what Snapchat is doing, making all this money and then pillaging the shareholders through stock-based comp. So I don't like that. But otherwise, it's up. That one, I don't think it's really going to move. What is this? Bro. Oh, God. See? No, man. You guys, y'all are crazy. I click one thing. Not doing this shit. Did I see the real estate X post? No. I haven't. That's why I just looked at my phone. I click on the Instagram, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I get tagged in this other one, so let me check my Twitter. Hold on, let's see. You want your help, but I don't want to get banned? Bro, I'm not trying to ban you. I promise you, I'm trying to save your future. You see what I'm saying? Is that I will give people really good, genuine advice asking nothing. You get what I'm saying? Whether you make a real estate deal or not, I don't get anything. Do you understand? I have no benefit, and all I have received was losses from trying to help people in these situations. Like, you even think I'm trying to ban you. Why would I try to ban you? I want to try to make you make money and not lose it. So the real estate deal you're offering, you're like, Josh, will you help me? But I told you, you're not going to like my help because you say you want to do a deal for land with your friend. And I don't know if it's your first deal or not, but those two things are already glaring red flags that anybody in your situation, I would tell them the exact same thing. And I would say I would stay far away from that deal, especially if it is your first deal. So if it's your first deal and you want to do land, I don't think that's a good idea. And if you want to partner on a real estate deal for your first one, I don't think that's a good idea. And now both of them on the same deal, I just don't think this is good. So I don't want to ban you and I don't want you to lose money. But most people don't. That's why I said you're not going to like what I'm going to say sometimes. And sadly, I don't know how long you've been here, but this is the framework that I've set. That's why other people told you right away when I made my comment. They responded. You didn't even need me to answer. They already told you what the red flags were because they listened. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to ban you. I don't want to ban you, and I don't want you to lose money. I would just find a better deal than that. I would find a deal you could do on your own without partnering. And then that way, if that's not possible, you save up and get disciplined to that point, and you grow to that point, and you'll find it and find your own deal. And then for a real estate deal, unless you have developed land and have a massive amount of experience with it, I would not be doing that as one of your first real estate endeavors. So that's something I've said for years, and I will continue to say it. And I just say that, like I'm saying, I don't benefit off of this. I'm not making a commission. I'm not anywhere near this except for just good old, this is what stopped me. And I've had bad experiences doing that. And most of the people I've helped out, they've had bad experiences when they do that too. And the best experiences happen when you eliminate a lot of these red flags. So I hope that helps. You're stuck in a real estate deal for 4 years? I mean, did you go through was there red flags that I'm talking about? Because that's the thing. Like, sometimes if it's building and you have experience, you're used to it. But if the new guys and you've never built a house, man, that's just tough. Or it's annoying and you need money and you need runway and you need a lot of different things. And then again, deal with another person. Oh, and then you even had a homie in the VA. Homeboy works in the VA and has already even responded and said that deal is probably not even going to get approved for a VA loan. You see what I'm saying? Small delay? No, I do the fastest possible YouTube. I think it's like a 1 second latency. I don't know if you guys are on DVR. Hi, Dad. Hi there, Roms. Oh, you been traveling? I love it, baby. I love it. Keep hunting. Hunting while traveling. Well, I had this talk on the Watchlist yesterday when it came to a lot of these real estates, and I seen it happen recently. I had a Chad, dude, and like people will get mad at me when they will ask me a question about what if they want advice for these deals, and I tell them, and if I don't agree with them, they get mad at me. and then or they think I'm just trying to ban them, and I'm like, no, you're not listening, and I'm trying to save you right now. So I had a Chad. I told him not to buy this house. It was so bad. It was bad. And listen, if this was in California, so if you think I'm talking about you, I'm not. I will tell you, this guy. It was California for it was like, I want to say it was like 800,000 or 900, I think. And I was like, no, dude, please don't do this. So unless that was you, I don't think it was. I don't think you're even able to talk, but it's not even like it was terrible, dude. No, it was such a bad deal. And I told him the house was in terrible condition. It needed like at least, and it was big. So the house was not only was it in bad condition, it was massive. It was massive. So I was trying to explain. I'm like, listen, $1 per square foot, even to repair it shittily, you're going to still need another $7,500K. I was like, this isn't a good idea. And then I'm looking at the comps. I'm like, dude, this is the highest price house in the last like 6 months. What are you thinking right now? Yeah, they bought it. So they bought it. They used whatever agent they had. I just took my time out of my day to save them money. I didn't even want it. I wasn't trying to do anything else but that. And I had no benefit. And the homeboy's mad at me. And now he's in a house that he could even Zillow, and it already shows him negative equity on Zillow. It's a shame, bro. Yeah, I found that one. Burn it. So yeah, I'm not going to ban you if that's what it is, you know? But like, I do hope you listen. And if I see that, if I see you're getting emotional and you're not listening to like, again, it's not too many people in this game who are going to do that. Do you guys understand? And I'm not being humble. I'm done being humble about this shit. I can make 3 to 5% off every real estate deal. We're talking 6 figures a pop. You see what I'm saying? No one's going to come up to you and just give you just straight knowledge for free on these topics and tell you, don't do this, do that, don't do this, do that. I hate to break it to you. And that's why I'm telling you, I'm not trying to ban you. I'm not trying to make enemies. I'm trying to make friends. And that's why I'm saying, like, you just got to listen. And I'm trying to, like, you see, I'm not trying, like, what do you mean? I don't benefit off your deal, bro. I am a neutral party, not incentivized. I could just use my brain, what I see, what I know, and give you an answer. Great. And that's why I'm like, if it's going to lead you to get mad and emotional or like do that, it's like, come on, bro. But go ask most people you're going to involve in, they're going to want the deal. They're going to say, give me the deal, or I'll show you this. I'll do this. Come here. Come give me this. I'll do this. Come here. Yeah. I'm not doing any of that. So I'm not trying to ban you, but I do hope you listen. And if I can't do that, and if it has more negative to just give you some good advice for free, I just don't usually want to deal with it anymore. So That's all. And that's what I'm saying. You email me a house and you're in escrow. I don't care what agent you're using. That's what I'm saying. I got people, but that's on you. You make that choice, but you'll see. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you if it's good or bad, that's easy. And if it's like, yo, that someone sent me one yesterday. I don't know what he says. He's using a random agent in an area that we cover well. I didn't say ditch your agent. All I said was that's not an amazing deal. I wouldn't, and I showed him why. I showed him the comp. I said, this is a comp right here, and this is the best comp if you upgrade it. And I said, based on the condition, you have a fair deal. It's not the best deal. It's not amazing. It's not, and I told him, I was like, it's in a fair price for the last 3 months. And that's what I told him. I said, it's simple. So that being said, if you like really need to live in that house, maybe. But I was like, to get it up to the real equity, you got to put at least 50 into that. And then it just comps out the same as the other one. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, it's not an amazing deal. It was just a fair price. That's all. It wasn't a good deal. It wasn't amazing. It was just there. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. Is like, and I'm not the benefits of it. And you guys got to realize, like, people want to move these homes. People get paid 5, 10, 15, 20 grand a pop. And that's all I'm like, so I don't know why you want to fight or assume the worst out of the person not profiting off of your deal, giving you a straightforward answer. And that's why, like, to think that I just want to ban you is ridiculous. Or to think that and all of that, when I'm like, I'm just trying to help y'all out in there. So if there's easy red flags that have helped people, I would avoid them if you run into them. And don't be emotional, and that's all you got to do is just don't be emotional about it. Don't rush. You see what I'm saying? The people incentivized by money want you to rush. Does that make sense? Why? They get paid. That's why. The homeowner gets rid of their home. Everybody's happy until 6 months later. I don't want that to happen. So, very simple. It's the most patience you've seen from me. Oh, you should have saw the other 5 years. But that's why I feel bad. That's why I don't want to be timid anymore. Because I watched some of y'all do dumb shit for 5 years, and I warned you, and then I'd let it slide. But I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like looking back and watching that there was people who could have done a lot better, or fell to the avoidable traps. So yeah, let's do better. And at the same time, don't rush anything, especially with real estate. I don't even think it's about good or bad. It's just straightforward, And that's it. Just a lot of people lately, from news to business, they just not being straightforward. I don't think I'm a good person. I don't think I've done good, I've done bad, but it just boils down. I'll tell you what it is. And, if I'm going to make money on it, I'm going to tell you I'm going to make money on it. If I made a bag, I'm going to make a bag. There's nothing wrong with that. But straightforwardness in these games are just cut it out. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe the more the younger generations, our generation, even the older generations, the more people that aren't willing to tolerate that and play games, the less we're going to have of it. So, that's it. And if you can't be straightforward in business, it's going to hurt you and you'll get confused. And then vice versa. If you can't handle the straightforwardness, that's what I'm saying. Like, why do you want you may not like some of the answers, but that's why I told you guys a couple weeks ago. I was like, watch the people, the people who want you to do something that are going to benefit and they're not being straightforward about it. They'll be nice and they're going to tell you what you want to hear. Why do you want that? It's just, it's such a human thing, but yeah. And then you guys better finalize your fucking earnings plays while I'm ranting. in the matter of being straightforward, because I already have mine. I don't think I want Amazon, but I'm not playing it. I already have Apple. So I hope you don't miss your mark. Carney press conference, 11 a.m. Eastern. What do we got? No. I was like, what is that? We're good. I think all of us. I want to see that in everybody. Courage, discipline, justice, and wisdom. Amen. And you may fall short at times. And that's why, thank God you have time, and I hope you use it and always improve. Long term. I want Amazon really bad, but I'm not doing it. It's too much for me. And I have Apple. That's why. So I got a good Apple play. What about trading bots? I've always said it. The real good trading bots get bought out by Wall Street. So if it's not bought out on Wall Street, it's probably trash. Is my sad reality. So, because again, trading bots, algos have been around forever. You could lease them. People don't know this. I've showed this to you guys. If you have $20 million, you could lease an algo. I don't know if any of you want to do it, but yeah, so just that's the reality, is that most of the real proprietary ones and the ones that really work, they exist, but they're worth minimum $20 million. So if you don't have something that works, it's not going to get there. But if it works, it will get there. Does that make sense? I have old penny Reddit plays. I made one set of them free a while ago, but that one was just cheap. And then Airbnb if you want it. What percentage of viewers have a higher net worth than you? Oh, I don't know, but there is some. I was shocked. But yeah, some people are crazy, dude. You have the amount of people I have realized who watch this channel. It's kind of mind-blowing. But yeah, I don't really know the full details, but I'm pleasantly surprised. But other than that, it's like, what's this? There was I was more this year. If you didn't see the change even in attitude, though, the one thing that really, I didn't realize how many people actually got a long-term. Like every day, every year with me. Because I didn't realize how many accounts we had above 30 or 50K. Dude, it was mind-blowing. And that is really powerful. But if you give it all away and lose it, it's not. So that's why we got to parlay to cribs and get even richer. But at the end of the day, I have no real way to know, but I have got to meet some viewers, and some of them are, there's some guys on Wall Street. So, and I like them. I don't think everybody's bad, but there is definitely some nefarious characters. But they got to deal with the Lord, not me. So I'm not tripping. Thank you. Was that you who sent me the house last night, Oddity? That was you, right? Okay, yeah. So you did the inspection? Great. So water heater, oven, how much? How much? So I don't know. Do you still want the house? Because now that you have the inspection, see if they'll give it to you for $220. That's because then we might have a deal on our hands at $220. You see what I'm saying? Because $250 was how much they were going for in that area if they needed a lot of work. So if you get $220 plus those repairs, you see what I'm saying? Put $60K into it, you're at $280, and now we're looking at $300 to $340. Ta-da, or more if you could really remodel it nice with that budget. But yeah, that's good. But if it needs that work and they won't lower the price, I don't think that's a good deal. I do not think so. The hardest workout? Well, we're not on off-topic zone right now. So I'll answer this, and then you better lock in, bro. Bulgarian split squats. You will see the Lord.
Next.
Oh, Ross Gerber. Is he crying?
Tesla is a very different company than the other, Mag 7. So
he sounds different without the tears.
Because of the valuation and its
so
lack
weird.
of growing earnings, I just don't think it deserves to be in that group. When you look at a company like Microsoft,
wow, I didn't know. Like, doesn't it sound different?
Monster, just killing it on every front. Like what a great.
You just smile?
For Microsoft. So
the fuck?
So I don't know. I mean, Tesla's one of the core technology innovation companies in the United States and the world, and so it deserves a place somewhere. But I just don't know if it's Mag 7 anymore.
Good stuff. Hey, Ross, really appreciate it. Ross Gerber, co-founder, president, and CEO of Gerber Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management. Speaking of Netflix, record high. It's had a monster run. I mean, think of it. It's not discretionary anymore.
I know, and I was kind of going through it as we were kind of trying to count up the stocks that were performed well since the start of the year, and I was surprised to see that basically is in the top 5.
It's like Walmart and Netflix, right?
Rally, yeah, recession-proof. At least that's what some people seem to think.
I know. Look at that. Who would have thunk that from Netflix? All right, we're going to take you to the closing bell here. 15 minutes.
All right. It was too short. I don't think he was able to grab a water. Not bad. Apple earnings preview? I can. Here you go. Right in front of you. Good luck. She said, "I dog." I cool. AMC. I don't know much about it. I think someone asked me about that. And yeah, it was Mari Emanuel. Yep. But that's Apple if you want it. I had Amazon up too if you want Amazon. Here's Amazon. Fold wearable. I just think China. If they actually give guidance, no bad China news, that'll be good. And then Amazon, AWS, and then whatever tariff warning they want to give. Oh. One is 500 better than Meta. Yeah, it's Meta's or Amazon's cheaper. I don't like that they're up 200%, but it is it's pricing in less. It's pricing in 5, but what's the problem? Here's my problem. Look at the stock right now. Amazon, top right. Options are pricing in 5 to 6. So what's the problem with that? Looking at Amazon right now. Do 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 long term. M. Malone with the daily double. It's already up 4%. Now, that doesn't, obviously there'll be premium, but I just want you to think. If you're up 4% and you're pricing in 6% and you do what was priced in, how much higher are you from yesterday? Do, 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 do. It's an easy one, you guys. 10. So do you see the problem? It's kind of deceptive. It doesn't mean if they kill it, they'll move more. But the whole idea is that it's pretty much, if it goes in line now, even though it's not pricing in a lot, it would still be a 10% move from the day before. So that's what kind of makes it a little harder. So, but then, and that's why too, if it's not a blowout, everyone's gonna lose. So we'll see, or a blowout to the downside too. Don't forget. Apple pop. Well, 10-minute rigged. Remember yesterday, 10-minute rigged went insane. So finalize it, bro. That White House technical, bro. We've never seen that. I've never seen that pattern in my life. New sport unlocked, hand sitting. Yeah, I like it. That's it. We're trading very different. I'm telling you, bro. Every day you got to every week you got to pull a different bag out of the belt. It's so crazy. I mean, it has been. We went through 1 year in 1 month, but yeah, bro, you can't. It'll work for a couple days, and then you got to. Then they learn. That's the difference between the algos back in the day and now. They like adjust, and now you have to adjust, and then you got to go. Because watch, give it a couple weeks. Out the monies will hit, in the monies will fail, and then vice versa, and then nothing will move, and then so get ready. Holy route. That's just 10-minute rig. Remember yesterday, that 10-minute rig got you everything else. Okay, hold on.
Needs in the market right now that might actually be that bridge through whatever uncertainties we're in today.
But nevertheless, another big theme is technology and the outperformance of technology today. I mean, I'm even looking at, say, Apple into the earnings. It's underperforming the rest of the Mag 7, but still up 0.6%. But look at this move by Microsoft, Romaine. This is the best post-earnings performance from Microsoft since April of 2015.
Yeah, and I mean, if you read through that earnings report, I mean, you understand why the stock's up, particularly on a relative basis, because again, you get to this idea of which companies really offer genuine value, right? I mean, I know we look at some of these tech multiples. They're still elevated, but when you have a company like Microsoft that generates that type of cash in this environment, I guess that constitutes value.
I mean, to be fair, I think hedge funds were particularly short Microsoft, for example, going into the print, but nonetheless, yes, the facts matter.
Well, we're going to get a little bit, maybe potential reset after the bell when we get from Apple and Amazon, as well as some of the smaller companies in there as well. But I don't know. I thought it was encouraging.
Yeah,
you're encouraged.
Yeah, let's see what AWS does.
All right, well, let's see what our next guest thinks about it. Meb Faber joins us right now. He's the Chief Investment Officer over at Cambria Investments as we count you down to the close here with about 8 minutes to go. And Meb, I do kind of want to start on this idea of value, because when you start to look at market performance over the past 3 months, let's just say, with all the volatility, all the chaos coming out of Washington.
Yeah, it's 10-minute rig, but that's ugly.
Money was being reallocated. People were looking for safety. They were
this is the reverse of yesterday.
Low vol stocks as well, and of course, just pure value plays. Were they to be found?
Spy's still going to be green, though. It's about to be 8 days in a row.
All the stock markets in the world for over a decade. And the U.S. for a long time, has been the jewel of the world. It's outperformed just about everything. And that often leads the P and the PE going up. And at the end of the year, you could argue is probably the second most expensive the U.S. stock market's ever been, with the exception of my favorite bubble, the late 90s. So not a lot of value to be found in those big market cap names. But if you looked around the rest of the world. So we had out of 45 countries, for the first time that we've been tracking this over the last decade, the U.S. was the most expensive country in the world across all the metrics. India, Denmark were up there, but the rest of the world looked pretty great. Average valuations to cheap to screaming cheap. And what's funny about this year, you guys remember the old great Peter Bernstein, his author, wrote a lot of books. He's got a quote that's really stuck out to me a lot this year, and he was talking about asset allocation. And most people, when they think about it, they think of risk reduction. When the stock market's going down, how do you make the portfolio safer? And he said, I view diversification not only as a survival strategy, but as an aggressive strategy, because the next windfall may come from a surprising place. And that's what's happening this year.
Well, that was my next question. I mean, that does appear to be what's happening, or at least the contours of that seem to be taking shape. And obviously, of course, the multi-billion-dollar question, or even trillion-dollar question, Meb, is who does that actually benefit? Is this a story about China? Is this a story about the global South? Is this a story about Europe? Or is it just going to be a revert to the mean with the United States again?
A lot of people love to bucket the foreign markets into foreign developed.
Bucket. What is a bucket? I remember I was on the internet and this fucking weird dude was like, China is 30 cents on the dollar. But then Bloomberg said, don't buy China. They said it failed. So I didn't listen, but I still bought the China. But I remember that. It's kind of what he was talking about. He's like, it's weird. It's so weird how that happened. Okay, NVIDIA, Qs. You better wrap it up, man. Still a 2% day. I don't know. I think tomorrow's kind of front-loaded, though. 2%'s big, but the movement intraday was nothing. So, yeah, man. We will see. But, Chad, you have 5 minutes till the bell. I hope you do something with it, man. I hope you do something with it. Bro, you're still going down. I doubt we'll sell 1% in 5 minutes, but... I mean, that's pretty large right there. I think they just wanted to kind of scam a couple of the plays too. And then even then, look at Amazon. Amazon just did a huge one. It's actually nuts. Well, let me see if those, I don't know if they dropped them. They usually raise the premiums didn't go down. Some of them did. You could save a little bit. But wrap it up. This looks so ugly, dude. I wonder how many people... Isn't it wild? Some of us are used to this. That's the scary part. Is that some of you are like, what the fuck does this mean? Why? And I'm over here. I'm thinking about my workout. We got 4 minutes. I'm about to start screaming. Yeah, so I just... Sadly... I mean, we remember yesterday. Unfortunately, there's just this is low liquidity. That's why. I mean, I understand it a little bit. I don't want to say I know all of it, and I don't think anybody does, but... When it's all said and done, this is kind of finalized moves, 10-minute rigged, final 5. That's why we call it 10-minute rigged, because it's rigged. But there is low liquidity right now still. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? That low liquidity is going to have that effect. I will stay for earnings. Yeah, I have a decent schedule. I can't stay too long, but yeah. I will be here. I have the previews. You guys have the wire. And we're ready to go. Look at that. Look at that. So, yeah, you got 3 minutes, man. Wrap it up. Do your thing. I hope this doesn't change your mind too much. It shouldn't. So that's why I always tell you guys to finalize your plays ahead of time. Because if random moves like this change your mind, that's not a good play. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. What did I laugh at? When? I laughed. I have been live for about 7 hours right now, sir. I think I've laughed a few times. So you're going to need to give me some more details. You love the whisper? Well, you'll love my friend Joe. I got a friend of mine. His name's Joe. Oh, do you like the whisper? Let me introduce you. I think he's asleep right now, but, when he wakes up, I got you. All right, Chad. I can't believe that. It looks like something fucking happened, but nothing happened, man. But that's crazy. Well, welcome. It's kind of good though, because this shaves off that weird earnings move. Now this scoreboard, it's easier to move now. And now tomorrow, when you gap up here, you're just gonna gap to the same spot. And then if you gap down, you're just gonna fill the gap. So in a weird way, this is kind of good. I know it may sound weird, but yeah, man, do your thing. Markets be crazy. This is the reverse of yesterday. You guys don't remember yesterday? That was what? That was 6-7 points in 10 minutes. This is 4 points in just under that. This one had 5 extra minutes, I think. So yeah. But this is kind of just giving back. But like I'm telling you, look. So if it gaps up, oh yeah. 1 minute! So like, look, because now if it gaps up tomorrow, a gap up, you're at the same spot. And then if you gap down, you fill the gap. That's it. So it's kind of bittersweet, but they hate you. Let the non-members in now? No. Like I said, all non-member stuff will end when we have 500,000 subscribers. Otherwise, I've made my mind up in cement. Cemented it. So, amen. I look forward to the future, whatever the world provides and the Lord. Amen. Amen. But you have less than 10 seconds. Wrap it up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding 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 ding. Oh wait, why is India moving? Oh wait. Horn. There's a lot of moves there at the bell. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, all eyes on Apple. Amazon usually comes in first. Apple comes out in like 20 minutes, so some of you may be let down by that. I hate to break it to you, but we will see. So let me get Amazon. But GG chat, I'm getting everything up here right now, so I can't drop my GG. But let me get you some GG trackage. Skyward. Come on, where's it at? Where's my Enslow? They ain't giving me my track, bro. Well, there you go. Let me get it.
But I got it back.
All right. High 8 straight session. Crazy.
We made it in deep bitches hating. We did it, we made it in deep bitches hating. The haters complain why creators creating. Did it, we made it in deep bitches hating.
Okay, Amazon. I don't see it yet. Hold on. That's AMZN. All right, let me search. Everybody just dump.
My drinks is accomplished, they're not complaining. They scheming, they plotting,
but that didn't phase me. So 159 EPS versus 130 revenue. 155. Where's the fucking picture? All right. So revenue was 155.7. I don't know what total is. 155.5. They beat the top end. So again, this kind of reminds me of Meta, because remember, Meta had a big beat, so they killed it on revenue. I think EPS too. 137. They did 159. Operating income 13 to 17 is the guide. Oh, they lowered the low end. That's your bad news. No, they lowered the guide for operate. That's what people don't like. I don't know where cloud revenue is. Wait for it. AWS missed. Oh, yeah, they're fucked. So AWS missed. Guided operating income down for next quarter. And I think that's all she wrote. For now, it's again, you had cushion, so it won't be too crazy. 159 and 164. They lowered the low end and then raised the top end. Total revenue guy, but operating income isn't there. I think it'll do one standard, yeah. But then wait till the conference call. Don't make any mistake. Amazon moves during conference call. Jossie likes to that's when they give like more color on guide and AWS. So just watch out for that. But generally they killed it on revenue and EPS. This quarter was good. Just like some of the other ones we've seen, they did good, bro. They did good. International killed it, 33.5. Yeah, I guess a little better. North America, 92.9. I don't know. Unfavorable impact of 10 basis points from Forex. But that's it. There's no you guys don't know it. You should be waiting. So AWS missed. It was a slight miss. It wasn't that crazy, but it was still a miss, especially after Azure killed it. But then, think about it. You don't get it? I haven't heard a word yet. I bet you it's in the filing if you look. But I haven't heard a certain word yet. What do you don't know the word? You don't know the word I'm looking for. The one word. I could destroy a country with this word nowadays. You say this to somebody with the right colored hair, they will flip out. It's called tariffs. Where's my tariff headline? And CapEx. We need CapEx, but tariffs is the word. Tariffs. Where's the tariffs? Again, they said Forex impact. But remember, you had all that drama and rumor earlier. But yeah, the operating guide was light, really light on the low end. And then the net sales was even lower too. The AWS slightly below, 29.3 versus 29.4. That's why you need your boy Jossie to give you the full color on all of that. Yeah, Airbnb, 24 cents. Revenue 227 versus 226. And then nights booked missed. Airbnb's not going to fucking move. Like that one, at least going off the other one, they have a, what's it called? A positioning problem. MSTR reported, but I think they missed, but what were you guys expecting them to do? Like, what do you mean? All he has to say is buy Bitcoin. It's a different business model. Jossie expanding reach with Alexa. Come on, tell me about tariff, Habibi. I want a tariff. Block is out. I mean, all these other companies, you got GoDaddy and Vista, ALSN, ICFI. These are all out. Airbnb guided 299 to 305. I don't know where that stands. Oh, Reddit. Hi. That one will be crazy. So that's another one of your like media ones. Oh, I have it. It's just ugly. 392.4 million. Let me check the guide on that. Oh, fuck. They beat again, bro. And they killed EPS? And then they guided adjusted EBITDA higher? Dog, what in the liberal? I do that. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I think it's way overvalued. But I've never seen a social media company or any new company get to EBITDA double guide up that fast. Oh, Cart, Maple Bear. Hold on, I'm going to look more into the Reddit one. Yeah, they beat EPS 13 versus 2, and they're down 50% on the quarter, but they were pricing in 13%, so this is actually one standard deviation, believe it or not. So they guided up, but they don't really have a strict guidance. That's why maybe. But EBITDA is insane. They guided 80 to 89, dude. And they did 110. That's crazy. I know that's the guide, but still, bro, I'm shocked. No, it hit 115.3. How? That's like 30% higher than the highest EBITDA guide, dude. They did it again. Yeah, that one's disgusting. Just because I'm telling you, as just an AI ad, or excuse me, an ad company. But, you know, we saw them IPO and how fast. You don't really watch companies go EBITDA that fast and then hold it and then guide it up again. That's crazy. Yeah, we have a play. Remember, I told you I have a bunch of them. So that one might be our hitter. We already made some of them free, but no, I had penny plays. I'm excited. We'll see. I don't know if they'll keep it up if they know a Republican has this many calls, but so I don't know, guys. Now that you know, I don't know. It's up to you. You tell me. I only spent $1. But anyways, Airbnb 227, 2.27 versus 2.26. Adjusted EBITDA killed it on Airbnb. They beat by over 10%. Gross bookings beat. Who said they missed? At least on one of mine, it says 24.5 versus 24. They guided a little lower and a little higher, and they still see full year adjusted EBITDA at 34. So Airbnb was a beat and EBITDA beat, but it just wasn't nothing sexy. Yeah, Apple. But look, I guess you already dropped ahead of time, but yeah, no, gross bookings. I saw someone say miss, but it was 24.5 versus 24.46. Let me see my other estimate. I could pull up every estimate. Were the Reddit calls on stream alerts? Yes, every play is on stream alerts. So, unfortunately, you cannot get the stream alerts, though. But you can shop for a property and save money and get a long-term. All of those are available for free $99. Spy does move after hours. Yes, I do have after hours on. But yeah, I don't think Airbnb was that bad. What are stream alerts? They're not for you, 19-year-old Jay. 19-year-old Jay, you get that $200-$300 we talked about. Save it and build that long-term. I'm going to make you a millionaire before 30, okay? That's what stream alerts are for you, Jay. That's exactly what they are. Hold on. Oh, they missed on the nights, but they beat on the value. So they made more money, but less nights booked, I believe. Well, that was the same with booking. But then again, booking didn't go up. Well, yeah, like we said, Airbnb's going to cuck. They were pricing in 9. Twilio reported. Oh, damn. Twilio's up 10. You got it and said, oh, wow, you're good, Jay. I'm impressed. No fucking way, bro. They all talk. You know what I'm saying, Jay? They all talk, bro. They all talk, bro. Let's go. Good work. That's crazy. I like it, man. That's it. Now you just got to find something, get a good anchor. And yeah, and that's it, man. Go little by little. We're going to do it 1 month at a time. No rush. It's going to feel slow as hell, dude, in the beginning. You can use Robinhood. It doesn't matter. We use Schwab or Fidelity, but whatever you're more comfortable with. Just don't use Webull. And watch, they're all going to say, why Webull? Those are the guys who didn't do what you are doing right now. You see what I'm saying? So you're listening, and you're going, and that's it. You don't need to listen to any noise. The first person telling you about a long term is saying, don't go with whatever you want and not selling you shit. So good. But that's it. That's all you need, baby. That's all you need. But yeah, no Webull and you'll be fine. No matter what's happening in the world, people continue to choose Airbnb. Our adaptable model is proving its strength again. Nope. It's there. I mean, I don't know when you signed up. Reddit, blank, blank, blank. Don't spend more than 5 cents. Or wait till liquidity to see if you could get closer to the money for cheaper. And that was on April 22nd. Wow. But yeah, I'm hella cheap. How do you email me? Don't email me. You're going to ask me to give you stream alerts. It's not happening, Doc. That's all. It's cool. Just let it be, bro. Just let it be. If you can't watch the stream all day, that is unfortunate, but I don't have anything for you right now, unfortunately. So the people on it, they're allowed to have it. They already locked in a long time ago, but I cannot, you know, at the right time we'll do it. So real estate, good, but I still... Just wait a week and then email me. You've asked me too much about stream alerts. I don't want to even hear about real estate because I think your intentions might be skewed towards trying to get it to stream alerts. So we'll just do it later and call it a day. No, stream alerts is not available anymore. No. Amazon strong. Oh, they're already pumping it while bracing for tariffs. All right. Well, first news article is a pump. Yeah, look. Bro, look at it. So Wall Street Journal, the first like algo article or the writers, that's they're already saying strong. Well, even though they missed AWS, but like I'm gonna say, the other thing is going to be what's it called? Jossie on the call. Lockheed completes Orion development for Artemis. All right. And then Airbnb issues disappointing revenue guidance for second quarter. It was literally the same. And then the first article for Airbnb, bad guy. And that they were saying they missed and they didn't. But yeah, we already expected that though. Like I said, let them bring that shit to 80 for us. But I think they know we want it at 80 because they won't let us get it at 80. But then they won't let it go above 160. But it has a weird positioning, at least per Goldman. All right. Well, you guys know we got like 10, 20 minutes. Tim Cook. They take it to 85, but Amazon 150. Is that a trick question? You don't remember we were going to buy Amazon at $80 right after Meta. I was going to do Amazon or Nvidia. Why would I pay double that? Habibi. I'm taking the BNB. But be careful of hypotheticals. They'll trap you. You see, that's why I don't like dumbass hypotheticals, because they'll fuck you up when the moment arrives. Think about it. Free your mind, my brethren. Free your mind. All right. Well, on that note, we got a couple minutes. You could listen to my uncle. You can listen to my uncle. Good.
Long term. It's a cup, baby.
Oh, I need to go get ready. All right, hold on.
Long term, short term, welcome to the war. Love with the game, I just want a little more. Haters ain't new, I just got a little bored. Stepping in the pace, I be speaking with the store. Tell me what's the store, China on the store. Ready on the land, know you heard this shit before. It was 2018, making videos in the car. Now everybody got a long term, looking for some more. Big bank, I'ma pull up in a Civic. Rollie is a numerals, the Casio in digits. If you never make a move, then you'll never have a critic. Why you think I got these grown men acting like some bitches? $100 move, 10-cent finish. Tell me not to mock it, but you don't know your limit. Both of us could lose, but one of us is winning. All of us alive, so tell me how you living. Blessed. Already know it though, don't care about your whip. I got a crib in my portfolio. You should be yourself, stop back at Cornholio. Fluid in the well, but the pocket's so colloquial. Crypto in the wallet, but we bought it 10 years ago. Put it in the videos, put it in the lyrics, bro. Funny how it's cynical, fuck, still didn't hear it though. Forgive me for the language, I'm still working on the spiritual. Mr. Professional, talk about the revenue. Hard to ride the wave when you riding on my genitals. Talking about my plays, but they hit like an edible. I'm used to little humans telling me what's not attainable. That's some whole shit, trying to tightrope shit. Friend and the enemy, you think we don't know this? Funny how my foes never had the same focus. Forgive them for their sins, I ain't talking about the smoke. I'm back to the mission, lot of holding, lot of sitting. Act like you can't change your mind before you go and make decisions. You don't even need precision, cause you at it while you stack it, while you average your way in it. Who the villain? Money tree, you gonna kill it, cause you keep on fucking with it. Trying to learn the art of chilling. It don't matter your religion, what you have or what you didn't. Cause the future you gon' ask the current you, but why you didn't? Sick with it, boy, I'm talking big business. I don't need no 3 wishes, just a G-O-D vision. I be C-O-D with it. Cindy, I keep flipping. No, I'm all about a dollar, but I'm all about a mission. Who we kidding? God is always in it. Ain't no way to spin it. If it's yours, you gonna get it. You can build it in a year, but you could lose it in a second. You can use the tongue for life, or you could use it as a weapon. I already know I don't care about your whip. I got a crib in my portfolio.
And I thought about, man, that this thorn in my side, this flesh, that when you grow in maturity, when you grow with God, you start to hate the flesh because you feel like, man, this thing, it frustrates me all the time. Like, dang it, you thought about that again? Dang it, you doing that again? Dang it, you talking like that again?
Yeah.
Like, when will you grow out of this?
It's a cold, baby. Yeah. Hey, listen up. I won't say this shit again. You don't really love yourself. The flesh ain't your friend. I done seen the best band. Best
nice, I didn't miss it.
Pretend. A little wind could change the trend. A little air could mean the end. I ain't doing strong. Life already tripped me out. Thinking about the little things and how it made me different now. Little bit of scripture bring me problems and they brought me out. Fearing about the future, only time you fear of missing out. Past think the present, but we say that it's a gift. That's ironic, that's like calling for murder to bring the peace. I heard that you don't agree. You heard it but didn't see. You learned it but wasn't free. The news of monopoly. Apart from these parting seas, my partner, please don't pardon me. I'm on the law for all my bras. I fucking love you, kill them all. Save a 10 of every dollar. Think the future, not tomorrow. What you do, not who you are, but how you move set you apart. Demons keep on knocking, but like Powell, I'm gonna close the door. People keep on talking, I just really wish they listen more. Born alone, die alone, don't care if you don't like me, bro. Enough for being core, I know you know there's more than just the world. Love what I create, so it don't matter if you hate. You can learn a lot in life, but you'll never know the day. Karma or a judgment, either way we meet in fate. And they say revenge is sweet, but at least we eatin' steak. Lord bless the me, no I ain't been meek enough. Sometimes I ain't been speaking up. My eyes would lie when seeking them. I died 100 times, but I'm alive is why I'm preaching them. I know it's by design, but I can't lie, I feel I'm free to love. Forgive me if I overshit, but why the hell you over here? I move my people over there. Been around the world and I seen lots, but I ain't seen it fair. The ones that's always listening, the same ones saying they don't care. Nah.
Just close the door. Close the door.
Long term. Am I mad or just passionate? Are you fam or just acting it? You know I talk a lot, but I always keep passing it. Gotta keep it in the roto. We are not the same, like rice isn't risotto. All the real ones know it's always no photos. Hit the market crash, stop backing, I'm the go-to. Just because you know me, that don't mean that I'ma know you. Man, talk starts non-stop, I am really him. If your name not Ben, we ain't really friends. Franklin at the end if you ain't getting that. I think all y'all do sedatives, or worse, I hope it's not hereditive. You ride the wave, but I invented it. I saved, and then I started lending it. Make trades, and I put it to another crib. That's a formula I did my whole life.
You could pump
Bro,
on
knew I
this
was
one.
quick, so he taught me how to fight. Said you being followed if they take 3 rice. If they don't want your chain, then they want your life. So I go and share both of those. If you kill me or you rob me, either way the money overflows. All about $1, you can tell my heart is really cold. Something in my head, cause my soul is getting really old. Don't let a gamble tie your mind up. Nah, don't let a bitch fuck your life up. It's true, nothing good happens at the night, bro. Money is fun, son, I hope you made your mind up. Tell me who the line up, show me where you find her. You could have a rollie, it don't matter when your time up. Handed him a Bible when he asked for a light, bro. We are not the same, like a lion's not a tiger. The difference is the difference. That's my old bitch's shit, that's my new bitch. That's the YouTube and the Twitch. From the hills to the trench, in the game to the bench. The difference make the man.
Alright, are you ready? The world is hanging by an apple tree. Not really, though, because I feel like even if Apple does bad, you already got Microsoft, Amazon, and whatever. Because Amazon wasn't that bad. So, at the end of the day, unless they, like, really warn something terrible. But even then, Amazon couldn't survive even with the WSJ pump. Mm-hmm. Bum, 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 bum. I got Dexcom. MSTR. I don't even know why people for the earnings on that one. I saw a weird India move at the end of the day. No, I had like a weird drop. I don't know if that candle's real. We still haven't heard anything on that. The original. Which are you talking about? The one I just sent you? I love that one. I love it. Oh, I want to drop the other one. The which one is it? This one. Did you send me a final of this one? Cause I want this one. I want to put this one. That's all you get. That's all you get. Hold on. My girlfriend just walked in here. She's pulled up out of nowhere. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta give you some more uncle. Now I gotta play the fucking other one. Hold on. We have baby girl. You know it's like almost apples, right? Apple. Okay, hold on.
Harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Laborers are few.
You didn't post the play.
Why would I respect that?
If you lose a trade, be careful of the get back.
That's it. All right. She asked me if she could flush my toilet here. I said, why? She's like, because the dog just took a shit and she put a dog shit in it. And she didn't know if I was still streaming. So, yeah, I said, go ahead. I don't think it makes too much noise, but yeah, that was random. That was random. I don't know what to tell you. I posted the play for the first time. Well, I respect that. So does Uncle. So, you know, that Uncle has a lot of respect for that. He went off the other day just explaining it to me. He wouldn't shut up about it. That's why I was like, do you guys want to get rid of the rule? Because Uncle was like, you just went off on kids and Oh, man. It was a lot. Round 3. When the time is right, my brother. When the time is right. All will happen according to plan. Amen. Amen. Nothing's out yet. We're waiting. We are waiting, bro. Just post the play. Why would I respect that? I love it. Okay, we got 30 seconds. Get ready, boys. It's here. It is here. Oh, and Reddit is still going up? Oh, my goodness. Well, that's fun. All right. And there it is. Apple EPS 165 beat. Sales 95.4. Slight beat. It's not even moving. It's out, bro. Service, look at, they don't even have it yet, I feel like. Services 26.65. Where is that? They missed on services. Mac revenue, that's not good. 795. Mac beat. Where's iPhone? iPad 6.4. Where is the iPhone, Habibi? 46.84. They beat on iPhone, believe it or not. North America 40.32. And then product, I don't know if there's a margin, but it doesn't seem too hot. Asia Pacific 7.29. I got to get the segmented stuff. But yeah, it seems kind of, again, like we're going to get a one standard. If anything, I don't like the service miss. EPS was a beat. The sales was a slight beat. And then that's it. And then iPhone beat. Everything else, I think, was a miss. Yeah, Mac beat. I think iPads missed. And then I don't know about wearables. Not bad, though. I just think very in the middle. So I think yesterday was a big one. And then even Meta didn't move that much. And now Amazon and Apple kind of, well, that's a wearable. Another 100 billion buyback. Well, that'll do it. If that's the case. Well, yeah, not bad. Well, AWS is big. Apple is pricing in only like 3 or 4. But then, yeah, $100 billion of buyback. Yeah, that's correct. Literally, that's it. I mean, I think it would be a little lower, but I don't know. Dude, $100 billion, that's like the fucking Meta one. So, yeah, I just think hella neutral, though. Well, that was disappointing. This is like when girls meet me for the first time. And they're like, you really are ugly. I'm like, I am. I know. I had to explain that. But my girlfriend still fell in love when I met her. But, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's, I don't know. We got really hyped up, but I think yesterday was kind of more exciting. They raised the dividend 26 to 25 from 25. Yeah. No. Thank you to the vets, baby. Amen. Was I friends with her? No. Once I knew she was real, I was introduced to her to a friend. And I was like, this girl's real? I was like, I love her. I want to marry her. I talked to her. I was like, you like Jesus? You're not Christ fishing me? You know, and we had a nice talk. And I was like, yeah, nah. I said, would you like to get married? I may have proposed on day one. I don't know. I can't recall. No comment. Apple, when I was in line, it was not bad. Just don't forget, all of these earnings are amazing, you guys. You're telling me you're in a world where you're terrified and these companies are making $90 billion a pop each? What are you saying? Do you know what I'm like? So, and then $100 billion buyback? Like, these aren't like, this isn't scary. Yeah, you're terrified. But it's not like, so obviously it could kind of cut. I think this was scarier for Apple. You're already down a lot, but I do think that, I mean, when was the last time they missed services? But wait till the conference calls on both of these. I think if you're going to need a lot more. Those bearish takeaway. I agree. I'm as somebody who likes Apple mainly for services, I'm pretty surprised that it missed. I think it might have been 2 misses in a row. Didn't post the play. Why would I respect that? I don't know if Apple is just very neutral, man. I don't know. Like, everybody, that's what I think yesterday was so, I think everybody got too hyped after yesterday. This always happens. Because now, and then these weren't pricing in a lot, but I felt like everybody kind of thought you get these blowout numbers after Meta and Microsoft, but that just didn't happen. Services is like the App Store and all of that stuff. So yeah, it was literally EPS 3-cent beat, still below the lowest or the highest guide. Revenue beat by $1 billion. Products slight beat. iPhone slight beat. Mac slight beat. iPad slight beat. Wearables decent but slight miss. Services slight miss, barely though. So honestly, the services was off by like, we're talking $5 million or maybe 50 million, which may sound like a lot, but not really. Yeah, it was 26.645. 645 versus 70. Yeah, it wasn't off by much, man. So services still missed, but very slight. Double-digit growth in services, says Cook. EPS growth of 8. And then 100. Yeah, dude, this is so fucking neutral. I don't even know if you can, like, this is really in line, if that makes any sense. Airbnb was, it depends who you ask. My numbers said they beat and like in line, but the news told me they missed. So I don't know. I don't know where I am right now. Who am I? Revenue rises but sees booking growth slow down in second quarter. Right? That's the headline. You got it? So that's the slowdown. But revenue was 2.27 versus 2.26. Guidance for next quarter, 299 to 305. Previous guidance was 3. Let me say that again. Are you ready? The guidance is 2.99 to 3.05. Previous guidance was 3. So they lowered the bottom end by 0.001. And then but again, adjusted EBITDA to increase to flat versus 944. That's all in line. And then nights and experience to moderate relative to Q1. That's the thing. So again, just like this quarter, they're saying we're going to make more money or the same amount of money on less bookings. And then if more people book, they'll do better. U.S. is seeing softer results, which we believe has been driven by broader economic uncertainties. And then stronger Easter travel from Latin America. Full year guide the same. And then plans to invest $200 to $250, launching a scaling new business in 2025, which the company will introduce on May 13th. So yeah, and then they have an announcement there. 201, no, it's 299. So it was a 0.01 difference. But people are tripping on the nights book. That's what they missed on this quarter. So they beat on revenue, increased EBITDA by like 30%. But then it was on less nights. Same thing happened to booking. I don't know if Expedia reported, but Yeah, so same thing. But Airbnb, I think the real story was pricing in 9. It's at 2. Didn't post the play. Why would I respect that? All right, boys. On that note, I think it's time. I'll leave the conference calls to you. And then I'm a terrible person, but I have bad news for you. I checked the weather app. It has nothing to do with this. But there's about like a 60, 70% chance you might not have a watch list tonight. I know. I got clapped scheduling. I've already been missing shit too, bro. But I blame Donald Trump and tariffs. It still works. But other than that, I love you. And God bless you. I will be here for a Friday. A good Friday. Oh, I don't know if we're going to have a game. I haven't set up a Kahoot. This week's been busy. I have to make the Kahoot. I might make a different one. Ooh, how many of you... How about this? How many of you are in San Diego? Do we have a lot of San Diego people in here? Because I have another game idea, but it's really local. You'll fly out if you need me? Well, I just wanted to hide money. I was just going to hide money for the winners in California. Should I do it? Because I do have to make a drive. That's why I might be late. I got to drive up. I got to go near LA today. So I could low-key sprinkle money all around San Diego to LA if I really wanted to. And you guys have to find it. Oh. So what do you guys think about that? That was my idea, but it's too local. I don't want to... I feel bad for all the people. You have to wake up to Ohio weather, and now you can't even find money? Like, come on, that's not fair. Sorry, Ohio just catching strays, bro. I know, my bad, Ohio. My bad. Should we make fun of somebody else instead of Ohio? Because I'm actually like an Ohio. Like, I own mad property in Ohio. You guys should go there. It's a good place. It's cheap still. North Dakota? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Anywhere? Just Canadians? Should we just make fun of Canadians? That's not racist, because Canada's not a race. It's a country. Maybe. No, I'm kidding. But either way, Chad. I don't know. I might do it. I might sprinkle. I'll sprinkle like $500 around maybe. I'll just keep it in San Diego though. I don't want it because I'm gonna be like by San Bernardino, so I'll still be like 45 minutes from LA. That's what during the time I'll be there. Can I try to hide the G-Wagon? You want me to just give you my G-Wagon and just hide it there and say, here you go? I still do. I told you. I mean, I hope we could give away a house one day, but, you know, you never know. Leave Stream Alerts coupons? Nah, you can't buy. Maybe if you win the quiz, I'll let you get Stream Alerts. That'd be a good way to open the door. I mean, if you could beat Connor, yo, if you could beat my homie Connor, bro. I'm just saying. So, but other than that, we'll see. Tracks in New York. Oh no, he does that with the gold, but you haven't seen those accounts? I see him like every day. You guys don't have one? There's literally a San Diego cash hunt. It's an Instagram. And then there's an Atlanta cash hunt. And there's all of them. This guy just goes on Instagram. He you show the view of where it's at, and then you tape $100 bill, and then that's it. I thought this has been around before that. Yeah, there's one in Chicago. I thought this was like a common theme. Yeah, I wasn't implying it was original. But, yeah. All right, that's it, man. We're out. We out here. God bless America. I'm going to go to the gym now. Beat you in a game of 2K and you get stream alerts? No. Beat Connor at the quiz. I don't want you to have stream alerts if you don't know what's going on. That's it. If you could beat him, I think stream alerts will help you a lot. But if you can't beat him, I think you're going to get mad at me one day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying I want some specialization. Oh, they don't feel me. I'm already have you seen my 2K record? You know I'm rocking. I already won. Stop it. I see. That don't matter if you beat me at 2K. Get the info. So on that note, Chad, I love you. God bless you. You have a good day. I got to get going, though. Thank you for your time. I will see you later. And enjoy your moment. And let's get ready for a Friday, baby. And, you know, big ups, bro. And I'm proud of some of y'all. And I got excited today. You know that? Some of y'all, I watched a 19-year-old today actually take the steps for a long term. And that kid gave me hope. You know that, Jay? And thank God. Because anywhere else, bro, in Wall Street, they want to feed your ass to the wolves right away, too. So I hope you stay on the right path. And all of you, man, let's go, baby. Lock in. Maturity. Just simple things, man. It's time. It's time. It only gets harder. So let's go, baby. And don't forget why you're here, why you keep going, and why that faith, hope, and love ain't ever going out of style. Finger to the sky, baby. To God be the glory, and through the grace of God alone. Amen. Amen. Oh, yeah. Oh, you reminded me. I do hoop. I was shooting around in the gym the other day. I'm going to do it. I'm going to look weird, though, because I want to take the Meta glasses and I want to record my first person playing basketball. But my Meta glasses are sunglasses. So I can't walk into the gym wearing sunglasses. Do you understand? It's like I already look scary. Not because I'm muscular, but because they don't know if I'm cuckoo. So that's not going to help. But, you know, I don't know how I could do that. That just inspired me, but we'll see. Let's see. But anyways, Chad, I love you. God bless you. You have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning, God willing. Hopefully the watch list tonight. I'm going to try. If not, though, I'll see you there, baby. You have a good one, and peace out. Hey, I wear sunglasses all the time. They say, Joe, you put on these glasses there, they'll never know if you're asleep. Fuck Donald Trump. Look at your stock market. Excellent, Joe. It went up in April. Who would have thought? They lied to you. Go look. April 2025 stock market is higher. It went up after April. I know. I think they robbed you. They tricked you. I know, it's a shame. Get a long term. That's what Josh said. I like that Josh guy. Kind of. He talks shit about my bill. It's a big, beautiful bill. He said too much money. What does Josh know? What does he know? He's a lizard. He doesn't get it. I get it. I know a lot about bills. I like bills. Billions and bills. Dollar bills and big, beautiful bills. Okay. Have a good one. Bye.